watch with history only, who's in trouble, who's in top, who's in the bubble. History only, who's in trouble, who's in top, who's in the bubble. Tourists. The Observer. History only, who's in trouble, who's in top, who's in the bubble. History only, who's in trouble, who's in top, who's in the bubble. The Observer.
But we soon find out, are you ready for this, guys? Hungry Guy is a sub to EQ. Yeah, he's a sub.
Monster's here!
Shut up, Torian.
The monster's here!
What have I done
Ding
now?
dong, the witch is gone!
I know, so if I can just explain.
Exactly, he did say the R word, but that is, I've got the Observer posted Torian's live, and I can't wait to show that bit, guys.
So Angie was saying that she could use the word dyke on Michelle because she wasn't a lesbian. So I said, so I can use the N-word on you because you're not black? And she was like, so I was just proving a point. I wasn't
No, but
actually...
EQ, you know what? You said the N, you could have said, oh, so if I use the N-word, you said the actual word.
Oh,
you know
no, it wouldn't have had as big a...
You know what you're doing, babe. Like, it's crazy.
It has to have
Yeah.
the impact, you see, to make people
Okay,
realise.
but Evil Queen, you're a white woman. You're not mixed race.
I'm not
black.
white,
You're
I
not
got
a
on the
woman of
sunbed.
colour.
I
You
got
are
on
a
the
white...
sunbed.
See, she's mocking this, right? And that she knows by mocking it, even though she's not actually coming out with anything racist, it is personal to... If I sat here and was like, I'm a trans woman, you know, you can't call me out on that, I am trans, and was like proper mocking it, like she wouldn't like that. So that's what she was doing. She knew that without actually being properly racist, her way to attack and to get Torian to react. Now, I am not sitting here saying that Torian's reaction was right, because I don't think you can be goaded to be to discriminate personally, but you can still know when someone's EQ being EQ. Sorry, riling up the room.
What is it that you don't understand about that?
I'm not, love. I got on the sunbed. I'm quite brown, to be honest.
No, you're not brown. You will never... Hold on, wait. You will never be brown.
I identify.
I agree with that, boss. This is the thing. This is where I find it really hard, because I never want to shut Torian down when she talks on racism because, you know, she's black. Who the fuck am I as a white person? I've never shut her down, but obviously I just want her, like, to do it in a way so that people are going to listen. I'm standing here as a white person saying, being honest, I don't think people are going to listen when you are personally attacking people all over the center. And when you become a discriminating person, you no longer going to get listened to, because people are like, why the fuck should I listen to you when you're discriminating other people?
As black. I now identify as a black trans woman. Sorry
You
about
identify as a black trans
that. A
woman.
black trans woman, that's the
Babe,
one.
there's nothing black about you.
Excuse me, you should have seen
There's
me.
nothing black about you. You're
Excuse me.
built like a...
Sorry?
Do you chat? Are you and EQ like? Do you follow each other?
Okay, so that's part one.
Stop.
Right, EQ, I know that you coming into your look character. Can you please just be serious for once?
I'm being serious.
Oh,
I'm
she
a
is
black
being
trans
serious, Courtney.
woman,
That's the thing.
it.
She is.
That's what I wanted. I wanted Devin and her to speak, but I can't chuck Torian out the box. Like, I couldn't do that because it's her place to say as well.
Is being serious.
But you understand that you should
Can I
not
speak
have
to
used that-
EQ, please?
Yeah,
Hello, Devin.
he did. 100% wobbles.
I just want to say that's why your man cheated on you. That's why you was crying like a little
Please,
baby.
Alright,
please, let's not do personal attacks. No, I'm not doing my debate and attacking people personally, right? We're just having a
Bro,
conversation.
she's talking about she identifies as a black woman.
I'm allowed to. I'm allowed.
Hell.
I'm
I
allowed.
know, and it's wrong. You should stop it.
I'm allowed.
No one's allowed to be a right, do you know what? Fucking screen records me, I don't give a shit, but I'm gonna say this, and this is my opinion, right? I stand on trans women, men, right? And I'll stand by non-binary. My honest opinion. Oh, Grumpy, you've got more to be shown. Can I just say, Grumpy, I'm going to give you a fucking round of applause when you go into Torian's box. But that's going to get you. I'm here to... I don't personally think that you can trans race. Is that what you would say? I don't personally think you can do that. That is my opinion, right? I do not think that you can become white to black. Am I wrong for saying that, or does everyone else agree, right? Because I do not believe that you can do that. But she says in her opinion, well, she says later on, the reason she was saying it was she was trying to prove a point when people are saying identify as a bin. I'm only using her language, by the way, that's what she said, right? So she said that she was doing this to kind of prove a point, but that's just my opinion. I don't agree with it. I would never sit there because I feel in a way that that's becoming a bit of a mocking to each communities in that way. Like, you cannot feel like a black person inside. Does that make sense? If you are white, right, your whole like history, you're white, you cannot then go, I feel like a black person inside, because that just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion.
No, right, on you go.
Excuse me, you can't tell me that.
Oh my god, well I can.
You can, love.
I just couldn't be bothered getting into the debate. I couldn't, because I knew that it would go south.
Frankie, Grumpy, Miss Baguette, Devin, do you have
Grumpy, for fuck's
anything
sake.
to say?
What, Devin wanted me off an hour ago.
You to say something.
Oh my god, don't try to call us out, bro. You're the one that
No, you
we was on about what you said when you first come in these pots, bro.
Right, EQ, I know that you coming into...
Right, okay, I don't know if there's any more of that. Wait.
Right.
Torian, let us hear this.
All I got, and I haven't.
Anyway, I've had my issues with the...
And she couldn't have nothing to say?
Do you feel white people can say that word?
Oh my god, definitely not. Only to prove a point, you know what I mean? Perhaps. Like my situation.
Perhaps.
Like my situation with Angie.
Why are we talking to this woman with
I
any
called
piece of dignity?
I called a white woman at you.
Why are we talking to this woman with any piece of respect? She's trash on our shoe. Brand new. I don't know why she even gets any time of day. You've just sat on a platform.
Torian, you said someone's child should be killed.
You just said you identified
You said
as
a child should be stabbed, love. What are you talking about? You literally said a child should have been chuk.
You're not. I don't care. I said what
So
I
how
said.
can you say anything
I'm
to me?
accountable. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not calling up your character.
Be racist.
So why'd you
You
give me
continuously be racist, EQ.
whatever.
It's not even funny.
I'm gonna make sure I get a black or mixed race.
You know what it is? It's because you're broke.
And this is it. See, the moment that you do something on this app, me included, right? You can't have an argument with people. Look at me, for instance, with fucking Delulu. I was in Luke's box and she brought up stuff that I've done that's morally not right. It doesn't affect her, but it affects, like, obviously my situation. But that's what's going to happen. The moment that you do something wrong, they're going to be able to throw it in your face. Now, the only thing that people can throw in my face is Peggy Sue and a situation that I stupidly did and I will always regret. But yeah.
Watch me get a black or mixed race
That's why you
fella
have to
next.
be controversial.
I'm gonna fuck
but
the
you're
black
really
community
in
next.
real life. And that's what
I'm gonna fuck the black community.
That icked me because, again, it was just that you know what you're doing. The moment that you're, I'm gonna with the black community, blah, blah, you know, it's just, thank you, Jessica, thank you, Edgy.
But still, because your tonton don't bring life, babe.
Oh,
Remember
we've heard
that,
this
yeah?
before, love.
Yeah,
We've heard it all
and I'm
before.
telling you again. And I'm telling
There
you
you go.
again.
We've heard it all.
So that was the transphobic comment. Oh my god, pardon me. Sorry. And happy New Year, everyone. Oh my god, the iron breeze making me burp. Sorry. Oh my god, that's so gross. I'm so sorry. And that is transphobia. That is, whether you want to call it or not, it's, you know, everyone's different, but, you know, the moment that you go to a trans woman and take something that is of them and make it negative and go for them in that way, it is that iron brew made me burp. Yeah, it offended a lot of people. I know what people are saying, that it wasn't aimed towards people who are born female and are having trouble conceiving, but it still affects them. Okay, the moment you say that, it still affects them. It's not just trans people who are affected by this. It's literally anyone. Thank you, Sally. It's literally anyone that is struggling to conceive. So obviously it's very frustrating. That it's just, you'll see later, because I do try and speak to Torian, but she just doesn't fucking listen to me, and you know, you can only do so much, right?
You're a bitch. You see people like you, yeah. This is why
I think she's really triggered.
That's why no man
Yeah, guys, if we could tap, and we'll try and get to 10k likes.
that you ever have stayed with you.
Love.
That's why the same way Bradley left, this brother left.
Yeah,
no man wants you, babe.
good,
Nobody wants you. You're a lonely.
Have you got a boyfriend,
person.
Torian?
You have no family.
Torian?
You have to shout to get to Torian. Oh my god, honestly, last night was just mental. I'm not gonna lie, I took, like, I had to take, like, 3 doses of paracetamol yesterday, because it was just, my head was like, the fact I want to relive this, but I feel like I need to almost show to everyone, like, the build up to, like, everything, to give, like, a clear picture, but also show the shadiness of people. It's just messy, the whole thing. It really is, 100%. Right.
Stop. Right. EQ, I know that you're coming into your look character. Can you please stop?
Let's... I just favorited that Hungry Guy video. Where's it gone? Right. So I'm going to show this. This is Hungry Guy went live. I've not seen this, guys. This is a blind reaction. So trigger warning if anything is said. Thank you, Jane. If anything is said, massive trigger warning.
I swear to God, do you know what's racist? What's the most racist thing in this fucking world? Okay, it's black people. Black people to other black people. Okay, that is literally what's driving our community down. Okay, no black man will ever stand behind another black man and be like, big up. Okay, they will try and put him down just so you can get in front. Okay, where's the fucking sense of community there? But you want to say, oh, because we live in a council estate, we've got that community. Okay, what about building up each other up? Okay, where is that? No, everyone's out to fend for themselves. But yet you want to come here and blame fucking racism. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And no, Torian, you lot can go. Don't come in my live. Go on your live.
You just didn't like you got called out, Hungry Guy. That's what it is. That's what it is. He said me and Devin are whitewashed. What?
I'm going to do my bit. I'm going to have my say without being interrupted, okay, without being gaslit, okay? When you lot want to keep fucking shouting at me, literally not even giving me a chance to talk, not giving me a chance to do anything, okay? You lot want to sit there and do that? That's absolutely fine. You stay in your lane, I'll stay in my lane. I've got a device, you've got a device. Okay, I'll say what I have to say and you say what you have to say. Okay, but what you guys did, okay, literally embarrassed yourselves. You embarrassed yourselves, okay? Because literally what you've showed everyone, okay, if someone doesn't agree with you, they're racist, okay? If someone doesn't agree with what you're saying, they're racist, done. Okay? What you guys have been doing to Pearl for all these months, okay, you've literally just come and done to me. But yet you're surprised, okay, when Pearl had the clap back to you. Make it make sense, okay? You lot don't stand on fucking business. You lot don't stand on anything. You lot want clout as the next person, okay? You want fucking clout as the next person.
I mean, says you who goes into every live where there's a bit of viewers to put your opinion in and to be like, whatever, okay? So...
Okay, I swear to God, you lot are a fucking embarrassment. You're a joke. A fucking joke. And I am so fucking glad that I am nowhere near your fucking level. Nowhere near your fucking level. Because you lot...
Quick question. Has actually anyone seen Hungry Guy around today? I've not seen him in any lives or anything.
When you can't answer a question that I have, when you can't even give me a response, and even Paige said it, don't give me a rebuttal, okay? Say this. So you're basically telling me what I need to say and what I shouldn't say. Is that how we're doing things now? Okay? Is that how we're doing things? And Torian, the reason why I didn't say all of this before is because NJ kept fucking muting me. Okay? Every time I tried to say something, I would get muted. Then I would get dropped. Okay, I've kept my calm for so long, okay? But if you guys think you're gonna fucking disrespect me and think you're gonna embarrass me, well, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna cuss you out. Watch. And watch after this how I go and kiss up to Angie, okay? And fucking bash you guys, okay? Watch how I go and stick with the white man. Oh, the white people, please come and save me. Oh, please, you're gonna have a token
I'm fucking scared. I'm scared.
black guy on your box, okay? We can cuss them out like there's no tomorrow, and I'll give you the all clear, okay? Let's see how this ghetto fabulous people come out against us then. And I'll stand behind every fucking white man and I'll say, I'm not offended because I'm black, so that means they're not racist. How about that? Yeah? Fucking thinking you've got fucking power on this app like you're something. Fuck off. Fucking peasants. And yes, I did say it. See, this is what I'm trying, this is what I couldn't say earlier.
Peasants! Oh my god! Is Miss Baguette here? Oh my god, where's Miss Baguette? Oh, for fuck's sake! Right, so just... in yesterday's live, Torian said, you're not in the same tax bracket as me, and here's us getting called peasants now. Oh my god.
Okay, because I'm trying to respond to you, but I'm trying to do it in such a polite way, in a way that I'm not basically belittling you, in the way that I'm not dismissing you and stuff like that. But yet you get gaslighting, Karen, fucking NJ, okay, and even you, Torian, okay, and then Paigey came in like she wants to save the day, yet she's saying on the same fucking breath, oh, I've only heard bits and bobs. But yet you've got all this energy, so much energy she came in with, okay, but you've only...
To be fair, I didn't see Paigey in my live once. If Paigey had been in my live, I think she would have been in the comments, and I never saw Paigey once, so she probably only has seen bits and bobs.
Only heard bits and bobs. How can you get parts of a story, okay, and come with a conclusion when you don't have the full story?
Because you're being shown proof that EQ is racist, but you didn't get it, the fact that you were still want to be her sub. You had people showing you proof, and yes, Michelle, your tax bracket's okay to stay. Do you know what? I allow all tax brackets in here. All of them.
Story, okay?
This is a kind live. We don't judge.
You're a sheep, Paigey, okay? And go and read your fucking articles because they're all bullshit, and I will fucking dismiss them now. Okay, there is no systematic racism in the NHS. Okay, there's literally more black nurses than there are white nurses. Okay, so you're telling me the black nurses are not looking up.
Oh my god, you just don't get it though. It becomes from the top.
After you. Okay, explain to me how, like, what's it called? You've suffered a bad experience, and I feel for you. I feel for you hard. Okay, there's so many things happened during the pandemic and stuff like that that isn't right. Okay, I was literally in ITU. Okay, during the pandemic. Do you think the things that I saw were like completely fine? No. Okay, shit happens.
Yeah, no,
okay?
I've got that as well.
And then say, oh, well, they did this because I'm black. They didn't listen to us because I'm black and stuff like that. What makes you think you're so fucking special? What makes you think you're so special? Okay, you're not. Okay? Guess what? You lot are exactly like the rest of us. Okay? Stop trying to make yourself seem special. Stop trying to put yourself up on a pedestal. Okay? Like you're better than the rest of us. Okay? You're nothing. You're exactly like the rest of us. We're all fucking equal. Okay? Don't think...
Hey, Millsy.
Just because there's, oh, some form of racism somewhere and stuff like that, that you can come here and fucking go on your high horse and stuff like that. Jesus. Fucking, you've got black children out here all going out with bloody knives and stuff like that, and then you're going to blame
beep,
it.
Beep, 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 beep. I love TikTok shop. I love TikTok shop. I love TikTok shop.
Oh, well, they don't have anything to do. They don't have anything to go. They don't have anywhere to go. Oh, the council has cut funds for this.
But that's facts. Even me, as a white person, can say to you that you can see that all over. There's not the youth programs, right? Kids are either bored and they're sitting in the house playing games, or they're out playing fucking, sitting outside shops or parks and all of that. Kids are bored, right? There's not as much. I remember as a kid, there was loads of youth clubs. You would be able to wait until, like, the lights were literally going, like, fucking, like, the lights came on, the street lights came on and you could go home. Whereas now, right, fair enough, all these dangers have always been there, but... And this is it exactly, right? Unfortunately for people, they have to protect themselves. I agree with it in this. I don't want any of this shit obviously be happening, but people are having to protect themselves because others are doing, okay?
So that means, because of that means they have to go out and bloody juk Torian. Yeah, is that what they have to do?
I'm not gonna deny this, right? It, as a black man, right? And I'm only going by his profile picture. I could be wrong, but I see as a person of color, okay, what he sees might be different to what another person sees, right? I don't know his background, but he could be someone that had a bit of privilege. Not privilege as his skin color, but money-wise. So he might not have seen, like, that's going to happen. He went to boarding school, there you go. So, yeah. Like, everyone's experienced things differently. And if you're not someone that comes from privilege or looks fully into everything, you're not going to see 100% everything, right? Like, I don't like NJ, but I'm going to use NJ's example. NJ has used his story because he was being stopped over and over again. Like, he was being racially profiled. So he has taken his story onto the app. Can't wait for you to open boxes, I bet. You know, so everyone's story is different, but don't attack someone. Like, I wouldn't go to like another white person and be, I don't even know what to say actually, because let's be honest, white people don't really experience, like, in that sense, it's hard to describe it, but yeah, it's mad.
Because there's no entertainment for black children that they're going to go out, okay, and play with juk, okay? Do they not have PlayStations at home? Can a friend not go...
This literally, that is a place of proof. That right there, do they not have a PlayStation? Are you mad? Do you know how expensive a PlayStation is? Okay, let's just go and get a family, a single mom, or a family that in, like, honestly, mental. And this isn't just about people that are black, this is just in general, anyone. People don't realise the struggle families go. People are in the point of their fucking lives where they're choosing to whether heat their house, feed their kids. There's kids that are going to school and only eating when they're in school. So this bullshit, it's like,
around another friend's house.
Exactly, Grumpy.
Friend not go around another friend's house. Basically told me I'm trolling, when I've literally told you a million fucking times I'm not trolling, okay? Yet you kept saying I'm trolling. How do you think that's going to make me feel? Okay, when I'm literally trying to explain to you, trust me, okay, when I'm trolling, you're going to fucking know when I'm trolling, okay? So this is me trolling, yeah, it really is. Fucking gaslighting cunts. Fucking doesn't even have any fucking qualifications, no nothing. Yet you want to come to me, okay? The person who's literally got fucking qualifications, and I can show them, okay? Fucking
Show them.
Educated cunts. Where's your fucking degree? Oh, but wait, Paige has a social degree, health and social care, whatever it is, sociology degree. What the fuck have you done with that, Paigey? Okay? You're going out volunteering, speaking at schools or doing what NJ does, okay? Do you get paid for that? So how do you earn your money? What do you do? Okay?
Wow. Imagine shaming someone who's doing something for free. Imagine someone's doing good things for fucking free. You are a...
Oh, wait, you're on benefits, okay? Claiming off the estate, but then going out and thinking you're making a difference. How about you go and work with the actual youth? Be a youth worker. Okay? Go and literally be out with these.
But NJ has a job. This is Hungry Guy. But I don't know Paige's situation. But NJ has got a job. What the fuck's he on about?
Black people and literally give them something to do. Instead of fucking just, like, lecture them. Okay? Because what you're saying is not correct. Okay? You're spreading false information. Okay?
Well, there you go. So she gets paid. What the fuck's... This isn't mean. He doesn't know anything.
Just to suit your narrative, okay? You're giving false information to everyone, okay? But yet, because you're doing it...
What I'm going to do is, after this clip, I'll open the boxes so people can get a chance to say stuff, and then I'll thingy again so that...
To stand up on racism and stuff like that, that makes you right. You think being black gives you some kind of superpower? Okay, no, it doesn't. Okay, you're not special. None of you are special. Okay? Oh, you're supposed to know about the systematic racism. Oh, you're supposed to know about this. If you don't say this, then you're against us and stuff like that.
I don't like it when people use a gingerbread when they're very angry. Like, it kind of scares me.
That. Had any white person ever come to me and told me, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this? But yet, it's okay for you black people to come and say that to me. Okay? Like you can tell me what to do. Okay? Well, that's when you need humbling and you need a reminding of who the fuck I am. Dickheads. I've never in my life looked down at anyone, spoke to someone the way I'm speaking to you guys like this. Okay? And do you know what? To Frankie, okay, to every white person, okay, on this app, okay, I apologise. I sincerely apologise. Okay? But to every black person that's been offended by what I said...
Mad.
Stay triggered. And if you have a problem with that,
yeah,
that's
exactly,
your own fucking
Kimmy.
problems. Don't project your fucking shit life onto fucking me and use me as the fucking, oh, you're the problem, you're the... No. Okay.
As a white person, I don't accept the apology and I don't want you around me.
Okay, go and sort out your fucking life, okay? And then maybe the problems will be fixed. Don't project onto me, okay? I don't have your life. I don't want your life, okay? You're fucking... Whatever the fuck you're doing, go and stay in your fucking lane. And don't fucking come in mine. Or tell me how to do things. Fucking pathetic people. Absolutely pathetic. I swear to God, watch how I go into Pearl's live, say I am sorry on behalf of all black people and every single white motherfucker. How about that? Okay? Literally, when someone has...
You can't fucking do that. He did that before, by the way. This is why it kicked off one day. He said that he accepts an apology. Was it him, actually? Oh, wait, actually, was it Hungry Guy? Oh, was it Hungry Guy that accepted an apology for Muslims? Michelle, are you still here? Because I swear it was in your live when the whole... Was it Michelle's live, actually? It was someone's live, and it was the whole... Yeah, it was him. Yeah, so you can fuck off, Hungry Guy.
The token black guy, they can't be racist because they're friends with me. And I don't take offence to it, so neither should you. How about stop coming for women? NJ, you are the biggest fucking... no.
I mean, I know where he was going there, because NJ is, yeah... Do you know, there was a surviving NJ live, and majority of the people in the box, well, actually all the people in the box were women. Now, I'm not saying that all of them were women who were, like, having their issues with him, but a lot of the times, like, how he speaks to women is just mental. Like, I've never spoken to NJ in a horrible way. I've always tried to keep it kind of calm, but he... Yeah... But we'll move on from that. Right, let me open the boxes. Grumpy, are you wanting to come up and have your say? NJ is rude. I'm saying the Essler. Oh, is there? I've not seen that. Is it on? Is that...
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good, you?
Yeah, I'm alright. The only thing I wanted to say that annoyed us about Hungry Guy was, you know, yesterday after we... Oh, hang on, there's an echo.
Oh, you might have an echo, but other people might not. Is there an echo, guys? Anyone that's in the comments?
If it's echoing for everyone else, I'll come back.
No, so they don't have an echo. It's fine. It's just
Right.
us.
So, you know, yesterday when he was in the box and you had to drop him for saying the R word?
Yeah.
And then he came back up and everything was like kind of calm and you just spoke to him calmly. And then he started speaking and like everyone moved on to the next, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But when he went into, I think it was NJ's live, he was exaggerating that situation so massively to the point where he wasn't even explaining himself. And everyone else in the box was like, wait, what? What are you on about? Why did you even say that word? How did that word even come about? And he was going on that much of a rant and exaggerating it to the point where he was making no sense. Everyone in the comments was like, what's he on about? The lads in the box were trying to piece together what he was saying because it was here, there and all over.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, you've just exaggerated that whole situation just to make everyone else in the boxes look bad, but to try and make yourself look like an angel at the same time. It was mad.
It was how he was, because I've seen this, so he was slagging me off saying, oh, how dare she drop me, blah blah blah. But the thing is, it's my live. If I don't want that language to be used in my live, I have every right to drop you. I gave you the courtesy to allow you back up in my live. I didn't have to do that. It's my life to make that decision. It's not actually showing me who's coming up in the boxes, it's just showing, I don't know. Grumpy, are you wanting to come in the boxes? I know that you said I can't wait to come in the box. Or I can't wait for the boxes to open. There we go. Oh my god.
Hello,
hey.
Everybody. Hello, comment section. How are we?
All good. How are you feeling about that video?
I've still got a chest infection, so I'm still really bad. Thanks, Michelle. There is an echo as well.
No, there'll be an echo for us, but not for the chat. I know it's annoying. Sorry.
Yeah. So what I wanted to break down quickly was a few points. First of all, he is very angry at the black community. What I can pick from this is that obviously he's had some sort of friction, trauma, or whatever in his early life or whatever. And he's projecting it on everybody else, being so angry. Obviously, you've got the stereotypical angry black man, but he's the angry black man that's going against other angry people. If that makes sense?
Yeah.
He's wound me up because obviously, it's just like the stuff that he was saying, he was deflecting massively. And yeah, like he didn't need to trigger people as much as he did because he caused absolutely everything yesterday.
Yeah.
Everything that followed on afterwards, was all down to him. And it's just like, I get it as a troll, you want all the attention on you, but it's sort of like he's affected thousands of people's lives.
Yeah.
Like even hearing the stuff that he said. He as late night FYP backup has said, he caused carnage.
Yeah.
It's just so disappointing. Giving various people's topics to speak on, and obviously the FYP has just gone nuts today. But yeah, it's a fucking ripple effect.
I mean, I'm kind of glad because it's kind of moved away. Obviously now the Mad Hatter situation's a main topic, so in a way I'm kind of obviously. Not that I'm happy, but it's like, it's something else. It's very frustrating because especially there when he said about, do you not have a PlayStation and all of that, and that is coming from a person with money and privilege to say that. And again,
I was going to carry on that one as well with a PlayStation. Like, I wasn't brought up on a council estate, but I've mixed with all types of people.
Yeah.
Originally from Wembley, so I'll just dox myself there. Everyone knows Wembley. It's a fucking multicultural place.
Yeah.
Massively. And it's a case of like, I've been with the rich kids, I've been with the poor kids, I've been with the bad kids, I've been with the good ones that are doctors, and I've been with the ones that are now in prison. And it's sort of like, it's across the board. Like I mentioned earlier, Cardiff and Glasgow, typically white areas, right?
Yeah.
How many people out there are there getting stabbed and stuff like that?
True.
It's prolific. It's just not. It's not black kids. It's
happening as an overall thing. It's happening.
Yeah.
Like it's again. He's even racially profiling.
Yeah.
His own community.
Yeah. And that's the thing as well. He even said that me and Devon a whitewash. What? Because we're able to hold conversations without speaking street. I mean, Devon speaks better than me, but again, I can go into any environment and speak to anybody in any way.
Yeah.
And it's a case of what? So we're wrong for being able to be versatile and be able to speak to people.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, like if anything, he's whitewashed himself, and like by him just calling me and Devon out is just fucking ridiculous because he's clutching at straws.
I think Hungry Guy would be almost. He won't like Devon because Devon's so intelligent.
Yeah.
And he speaks in a calm and Hungry Guy tries to come from an intelligent place, but he's not actually intelligent. Like, he might be smart academically, but there's a difference between that and, like, dealing with social
he's stupid,
stuff.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
That's the thing, he's stupid, he's thick.
Yeah. Hey. But yeah, it's mad how this whole thing, and then obviously there's more to it. I'm away to show because obviously you went into Torian's live and you called him out how he started it all, and he was basically trying to like gaslight everything you said and was like, no, it was nothing to do with me, blah blah blah. And it was like, well, no, but it was.
That's the thing. I was going around yesterday literally saying, look, before he starts, hold on 1 second.
I just wanted to quickly say, well, Grumpy's coughing, bless his heart. I just don't think he's streetwise. Like, I do think he's lived an absolute sheltered life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I do think he, in his mind, thinks that's how white people live. And it's not. Like, we don't all live in high society. We don't all live in a sheltered life. Like, I came from a council estate.
Yeah.
I would class myself more as a street. Like, in my area, I live in Oxfordshire, and I'm classed as common as muck because I don't speak poshly because I've come from a council estate.
Yeah.
But not all white people come from that sort of society. So I think he's been very closed off. He has no idea of, like, streetwise. He has no idea about things like this in society because he's been put into a little corner by mummy and daddy and expected to act a certain way.
Yeah. Thing is, like, and I'm not going to take away his, because at the end of the day, he still is a person of colour. He still will be living life, even though he might be living life different from other people, he will still be, you know, like, you know, and it's just, maybe he sat there and said that using the N-word, in his opinion, isn't racist.
Sorry.
Yeah, look how he was acting.
Sorry, guys, can I just quickly interrupt? Just 1 second. Michelle, that's really fucking racist. I don't even think she's got it.
What?
I don't think Michelle. Yeah.
What did she say?
I'm joking.
Oh, no, because no, do you know? Because that's how we pronounce it. So, for instance, do you know what we call, right? So in Scotland, we call tap water council water.
Yeah, but that's.
I know. I read it and I was like, oh god. No,
the other thing I want to say, like, I know everyone's trying to say that he's smart. I'm sorry, he's not smart. The stuff that he's coming out on the internet and he works for healthcare, that is not a smart man.
No.
You, like, listen, if he does not realise that people have been doxed on here, workplaces have not been found, and you're happily on the internet saying slurs when you look after vulnerable people, you're crazy. You're not smart at all. You're stupid.
He refused to put his camera on. Like, Paigey and all that were asking him to put his camera on because obviously they wanted to see if he was. I don't know if they were doing it to see if he was a person of colour, but he refused it and he left the box.
I don't think he will, because I think at some extent he knows if he shows his face, there might be somebody there that knows who he is. But he's still stupid because people still find things out. I mean, poor Cockapoo. Look at Cockapoo.
Yeah.
Like, you're stupid. You're using these slurs when you work in a healthcare profession.
Well, this is the issue. It's like the fact that you're in a healthcare position. No,
and you're acting like this.
No, this is about Hungry Guy. Yeah, so you're on an app, like, basically going against anyone that's black. So how are people that might be black coming into your trust, your medical trust, going to feel?
Yeah.
Exactly, like you've got to feel for the people that work with him at this point, and you've got to feel for the patients that he looks after. I'm sorry, but you have.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to work with somebody like that.
He's not going to be showing them the same type of care.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And the way he acted yesterday, as if like he wants to be white. So what, is he mistreating people that are black that's in his care then?
Yeah.
And I really hope Pearl denies him.
I think anyone should deny him.
Yeah, I agree.
You can see that all he's doing is just bringing trouble everywhere. He's stirring up shit because he hasn't got anything better to do in his real life.
Exactly.
Again, I'm a troll and stuff like that, but when I come off this, I've got a real life behind this. Like, it seems like he's not that person that's got anything going for him.
Yeah.
He may be smart, he may be educated, and he may have a decent paying job or whatever, but once he closes his door to his exit, like, he's flipping got nothing.
Money doesn't make the world go round. Do you know what I mean? Well, it makes the world go round, but it doesn't bring happiness.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You might get that little bit of happiness because you've been able to go on holiday for 2 weeks, but in general life, it doesn't bring happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure that he sat down with his pot noodle and been like, ha ha ha, cause problems, but he still cried himself to sleep, isn't he? Because he's lonely.
Yeah. So, Jesse, are you there? My boxes are playing up. It's not even showing me who the people are that are joining. It's just like a you know, the black and white grey picture.
It's showing on my screen that Jesse's above me.
Yeah, like it's showing that, but see when people are entering the boxes, I don't actually know who I'm accepting. Jesse, do you mean to be in the box? It's just, again, you don't even know. Nova, can you comment in the live to let me know if you're meaning to join the box?
I can't see anyone in the boxes.
Oh, it showed me as a Nova 87.
But it did yesterday. It did this to me. It showed me there was people in the boxes, and then I look and there was no one there.
No, it was in my pocket. It's all right. So it's showing also like now.
Yeah, it showed Jeffrey then.
Yeah.
But now it shows she's not in the box.
Yeah, I don't know. It's playing up. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go on to the next part. I'm actually gonna show Torian's live, so I know a lot of you wouldn't have seen that. I know Grumpy.
I'm gonna drop because I'm attacking my fridge freezer.
No,
was I in this bit as well or not?
Yeah, you're famous.
Oh, thanks, guys. All right, I'll drop down. I'll let you carry on.
No worries. I'll see you soon.
All right, nice one, brother.
Bye. Our famous darlings. Right. Okay. Let's go. So this is over on
Scroll, watch, repeat.
So this is thanks to the Observer on the old YouTube. I'm gonna turn this down because I'm worried it's too loud. I always get see trying to work out fucking sound on this shiz. It's alright, don't worry, I do it a lot. I'll like tap the screen and then I'll like request the box by mistake. It's like, oops. Right, so let's get into Torian's life now. Right, so obviously Torian, I didn't let Torian back in the box. The reason I didn't let Torian back in the box is it would seem very unfair. Now at this point, I didn't actually hear what she had said to EQ. It was told to me in the box what she had said, and then obviously I was like, what the fuck? But I just, my brain, I don't know how to explain it. It went into an overload and I literally wasn't registering what anyone was saying. I was hearing personal attacks, but at the same breath, I still wasn't fully registering everything that was happening. So I just went, fuck this shit, right, out. And I was just like, I can't let anyone back up because Torian might then get personal when EQ's not in the box, and I couldn't let EQ in the box. So I was trying to keep it fair. So rightly so, Torian went live. She, you know, has that right to do so. But it ended up my favorite person who loves me so much, NJ, obviously is in the box, and Hungry Guy.
People that will just literally go for Angie because everyone else is going for Angie. They will literally use every. What is that sound?
Sorry, it's Liv.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, they will literally use any sort of excuse, okay, to go for Angie, even when it's not really needed, okay? And I was like, okay, that's a...
What? Like, are you aware that NJ held a Surviving Angie live and Torian has also went for Angie?
Absolutely fine. If that's what you guys want to do, I know Angie sort of like painted herself to be the target. And to be fair, sometimes I think Angie kind of likes the attention as well. But what I'm saying is, it's like, if you're going to go for Angie and do all of that, then you need to go for other people. Okay, I'm not saying you have every single person that does something wrong. You have to go and think, go and say something. Like KTB. Why didn't no one go for KTB? Because KTB is not really that well known. Okay, but because EQ has a big influence on this app, because EQ is popping on this app, because EQ is successful on this app, they are too fucking pussy to go for her because they care too.
Right, so this is twisting it, right? This is twisting it, okay? Because you're saying that we're too pussy to go for her when she literally came in my life and the first thing I said was, it was wrong that you said the N-word, and you know, so that's me going for her. Like, that's me pointing out that what EQ did was wrong. Like, that is me going for her. Okay, I don't need to have an argument with someone for me to be going for them, right? Some people express how they feel. Oh, he's honestly, Joanne, this guy is unreal. So this was yesterday after my live. He's such a shitstone and lying cunt. Sorry to use language.
Too much about a fucking platform, okay? And they know if you piss off EQ, she can literally like just tarnish your platform. But they care.
I've literally, Hungry Guy, you've never watched my platform clearly, because I've literally I've spoke about EQ on my platform many times. Like, you mad? You mad?
More about their platform, but yet they want to stand on morals. Okay, what the fuck? Like, make it make sense.
Hungry Guy, be real now. When she was up there, do you think that Devon had more than the opportunity to address Eva Queen?
Oh, absolutely.
Bullshit! That is a fucking... Right. Sorry. Hi, Andrea. That is a lie. Do you know I not heard this bit in this clip? I must have skipped too far. That is a lie, Hungry Guy. You're a lying little shit. Okay? That is not even true. How could Devon speak when he was spoken over many times? Exactly, Devon didn't have a chance.
Mate, Devon...
So Kiki, I'm not being funny, Kiki. Please don't be making no excuses for him, because he had more than a chance to say something. He just basically said, I didn't hear what happened. I don't know what happened.
No, right, okay, so again, he didn't see the N-word being used by EQ. Right? Because I have only just found a clip on my FYP. Let me quickly show you this, just so that you can see what I mean, right? This video that I managed to find...
Sorry?
Where EQ's used...
Sorry?
Do you check say off TikTok?
No.
2,875 views. 42 likes and 13 favorites, right? So 2,800 people saw this clip, right? Now, Luke the Judge did play the clip as well, right? But it's very well true. Oh my God, I can't get words out. It's going to be true that Devon maybe didn't see this because only 2,000, let's say less than 3,000 people actually seen this. Like, how does that make sense? Let's even just say as a collective, 5,000 people maybe saw this, right? 5,000 people as a collective saw this happening. So how the fuck can you say that Devon definitely knew? You know people have lives, NJ.
NJ, I called Devon out. I cussed him out. And literally he stayed there on mute, not saying anything. Okay, I kept getting muted, and I just directed all my energy at Devon. I was like, really? Are you fucking gonna sit there and not say anything when you're the one who fucking wanted to do a race tax on people? Literally, by himself.
Heard that part.
Yeah, so I was like, what the fuck? Like, but then you've got the same energy to try and come for me, okay? When you're literally saying, nah, mate, that is, nah. I'm sorry, but I'm really sorry to say this, but disgrace to the race. That's what I fucking say about him. And grumpy too.
Wow.
The only person that stood on business in that situation then is Torian, and that's what it always seems to be.
That what? Because she shouted. Gonna call it out as it is. So for you to stand on business, the only way you can stand on business is by being the louder voice. Because that's not true, is it? I'm gonna call out it is. That's the unintelligent approach. because it's not a conversation when you're screaming and shouting, slagging off people's personal things, like how they look, the fact they can't have children. Like, how's that standing on business?
When it comes to these kind of people, because other people see her platform and get shook.
Now,
when we done one on Evil Queen, all Courtney took from the whole situation is when someone from the Caribbean said something that she didn't like about.
For 20 minutes, you had a 2-hour and a bit live about EQ, and for 20 minutes of that, you brought it to the bathrooms conversation and clothes and things like that. Like, what's that got to do with what EQ's done on the app? Like, you're derailing a conversation which had nothing to do with what EQ's done and said. That's why I came in the box. Because it's fact. You can't have a fucking intelligent conversation about someone being a shitty person, but then bringing it to them and then start being, like, discriminating against them. Like, make it make fucking sense.
Well, just spoke facts, yeah? It is facts what she said. Courtney ran up a whole live slandering me. Oh, he allowed transphobic behaviour, blah, 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 blah. I stood on mute and let the person speak their truth.
No, you dropped me because you tried to make it out. Oh, no one's saying anything. No one's saying anything about trans stuff. You need to read the room. Like, no conversation happened. Thank God the Observer uploaded it and I was able to see it for 20 minutes. You were fucking talking about it.
At least the person stood on it with a backbone, and you didn't want to come for that person because you know that woman would have tore you a new one. So the easy target would be to say that it was me.
Because I don't know her, and you dropped me out your box. It was you that said I needed to read the room. I don't know who the fuck that person was. I've never seen them before. So why am I going to hold a live? And I did speak on them. I showed the clips of what they were saying. I was like, do you not think this is quite, like, transphobic and things like that? Like, I was talking about the fact that you dropped me and tried to twist a narrative, which you always like to do, Angie. You're good at twisting narratives, aren't you?
Being transphobic, and I didn't even say anything. You get me?
I think it's just it was like the way.
But you stood by that person. You've literally just said it yourself, right? You agreed with what they were saying, so you agreed to transphobia. Make it make fucking sense.
I understand the way Torian like went for EQ, and
good.
The thing that why I wouldn't say anything to EQ when she does this sort of things, it's the response that she said.
You're too busy licking her ass, that's how.
Tori, and she was sat there all like, it's, the thing is, how can I be angry at EQ when she is literally given a platform to say whatever she wants? She literally can, like, joke. Do I think EQ is racist? Absolutely not. Do I think she knows she's the queen of this app and she can literally, and these people will fucking bow down to her and she's using it to her advantage? Abso-fucking.
Who the fuck is bow downing to her? The only people that bow down to her are the people that watches her lives. No one in that box was bowing down to her, apart from you, hungry guy. Because the moment she came in the box, you were like, like proper fangirling her. So you are the one that was up her fucking ass, licking it like there's no tomorrow.
Absolutely. Okay, and now, but to me, like, who am I, okay, to tell her she can't use this sort of power, okay? Now, like, what's it called? Use this power for what it is, okay? These people are allowing her to be put on a pedestal, okay? And the thing is, it's like... Okay.
You sub to her. You give her money, so you enable her behavior. But you're coming at... You are twisted. Like, honestly, is anyone else hearing this? This guy subs to EQ and he's saying this shit. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to agree with what she said, okay? But don't come up and give me some next bullshit telling me, well, did EQ, the video got taken down. No one saw it. I didn't hear it. I never heard this. Devin even said, I never heard EQ say this. Then EQ literally came on, and I think EQ came on to back me up, I'm telling you. EQ came on there to back me up, because that's exactly what she's done. And she's literally proved, because the minute she...
That's cute that you think that EQ wants to back you up, mate. She doesn't give a shit. Mental.
Came in here saying all the stuff she said. These people sat and said nothing. Okay, they're her minions.
Can I just say something as well? Erin said in here, yeah, she says, none of us will know what feeling racism invokes as a whitey, so it's not our place to say. And I understand that, Erin, and this is why it upsets me and disappoints me when I do see somebody from the white community who is ill-informed, that runs these kind of lives, and they do nothing but more damage, or act like, oh, well, it's nothing to do with me because I'm not black. Well, go to the next topic then. Do you know what I mean? And then this is the thing, you advocate for trans, so that's why you ride out so hard for EQ, yeah?
I'm gonna say this fucking calmly. NJ, listen, someone, can I get a screen recorder in the building? Is there any screen recorders that can screen record me right now? I told you, I went into Devon's live and I said this with fact, how much this man twisted everything that I did, right? Screen recorders ready. NJ, I was not up EQ's fucking ass, right? Did you even listen to the live? I didn't get a chance to fucking speak. The only voices that got to be heard was Torian and EQ's. Devon tried to fucking speak, but Torian shut him down. So make that make fucking sense how I wasn't standing on business. I literally said it to her. You're not allowed to say the N-word. As a white person, you shouldn't be saying the N-word. So go and twist that narrative, NJ.
Yeah, and that's why you're so quiet when it comes to her. But when she's done something wrong on a
Are you not hearing this? Sorry.
And I'll keep calling her out. Every time EQ does something wrong, I'll fucking call her out.
They're accountable.
About her on live and EQ stayed in.
I couldn't give a shit if you're trans, black, I don't give a shit who you are, right? You do shit that's wrong and discriminating against another person, I'll say it, and I won't agree with it. Like I did with Torian, I didn't agree with it. Yet again, she took it to a transphobic place, so guess what I did? Don't want to be around that shit, right? Tried to have a conversation with her last night. But I'm being selective, ain't I, NJ? I'm only going for Torian when you know that's fucking bullshit.
In here, Torian wasn't removed from the room at any point because EQ was still in here when you seen.
I wasn't
Courtney removed her. Courtney said, I've removed EQ and Torian.
Was that? Huh?
People just lie to fit any narrative.
Literally, Courtney said she removed Torian and EQ. She literally said...
I did. I removed them both. Because they were both being personal, so I removed them. I didn't know what Torian said, so I could have sat there and went, you know what, I'm removing you, Torian, I'm just going to keep EQ. If I wanted to suck up EQ's ass, hello, Jeffrey, I literally, it was EQ I dropped first. Exactly, because Torian goes, bye. Like, she thought that I was only removing EQ. I could have just dropped Torian, but I didn't. So in your narrative, NJ, I literally, if I want to lick up EQ's ass, I would have kept EQ in the box. Make it make sense. Thank you for the heart me's, guys. Sorry, I'm on a rant here because NJ does my fucking head in. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Buffy, I dropped her. I dropped her. I dropped EQ and then I dropped Torian.
No, I'm so mad.
See, chill, man.
Sorry,
chill,
listen, I'm so mad.
Right, before you hear this part, hey Lady B, sorry, I'm on a full tangent here. Before you hear this part about what Alicia says, right? Alicia has had a conversation with people, right? And she totally understands how it could be looked at, right? I'm not going to speak for Alicia, but I know for a fact that her view on what was said yesterday has changed. That's only Alicia that can fully speak about it. But I know a conversation's happened off the app. Thank you, Girl Witch.
Yeah, they're in there right now trying to blame it on me, you know? They're all in there trying to blame it on me.
Can I say something here? Because everyone's scared to say...
So I'm actually going to skip Alicia's bit because... I will... what was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say, actually. Oh my god, my brain.
Really trying to go... Oh!
Do you see the fucking gaslighting?
Are
the
you
gaslighting.
for real?
That is, man.
This girl, man.
She's listening to yeah, she'll be listening. She's saying her
So what I was trying to say in this, right, is I feel personally myself, Top Girl, when she got upset with Frankie, she was talking with emotion. And some people will do that. And it was a tough thing. She's came out the box. Not that she was trying to ignore what Frankie's response was. It's just she was upset in that moment, so she's removing herself. Top Girl came into my live and obviously mentioned she never, to be fair, defended Torian and what she said. She was just kind of saying, but how can you say, but I've never stood, like, years and years ago, to be fair, I stood with EQ, but I don't sit with any of them. I don't chill with any of them. Like, I do my own thing. Like, I'm not friends with them. So if I make that decision not to chill with Torian anymore because I don't agree with what she said, that's my right. I don't want to chill with people who discriminate people. That's just my choice.
The reason why I came on my own live, because when I got dropped and I'm telling them rise me, they don't want to rise me. So I went on my own live after I'm not big.
So I didn't rise you because that would look like favoritism. If I had gone, right, I'm going to let you in the box to say whatever the fuck you want and start personally attacking EQ again and saying what you want, how is that going to be fair? Like, that would be me being selective, right? I was going to let EQ in the box to have a conversation with Devin because Devin wanted to speak to her, but it's my live. If I want to do it that way, I will run it that way, because I will always agree with the fact that even if EQ doesn't listen, I hope that when Devin says stuff or anyone that's black says anything, it is for the room and not always the person that's coming in the box.
Making no one to go on their platform.
I don't know who your person was. EQ in your house.
Angie.
Angie. But then it's like she was defending Torian. So if I'm wrong,
right, I'm gonna skip this part. I'm gonna come to Georgia now. Actually, no, we're gonna come to Grumpy. Does come in the box. Where is it? Right. Let's play this.
To your face. Don't try me. Come with a fucking educated argument, with a fucking good argument. Instead of telling me I was saying slurs in there. No, I wasn't.
Alright, Torian, just quickly, if it wasn't for Hungry Guy, this shit wouldn't have started, man.
Grumpy, you can shut the...
Can we get clapping hands in the chat for Grumpy? Let's get clapping in the chat.
Fuck up, you fucking disgrace.
Lads, come on, man. Come on,
you can shut up. This is all your fault.
Wait, guys, wait.
One at a time, man.
Doing was ha 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 ha.
Grumpy, chill, bro.
You're the one who's begging her to come up in there, you dickhead.
Well, begging who? It's you.
Yeah.
Yes, you're the one.
Now, wait until you hear what Georgia says. This is mad. Honestly, this is mental what Georgia says.
It's like, oh, EQ this, EQ that, EQ that.
Yeah. 1 second, I'm just...
Yo, you man need to chill out, man.
Wait, 1 sec, guys.
So, Hungry Guy started it off by coming in the box and said that he was sitting in a live with Corey and some other person. Yeah, and like he said that 3 slurs were said, and then the whole conversation started from that. But he kept bringing up EQ's name. Like, he didn't bring up other people, he just kept bringing up EQ.
Sorry, go on, Georgia.
I watched the whole thing happen, right?
Yeah.
And if I'll be honest, this is exactly how I feel about it. If I sat on my live and I was just sitting on my live being racist over and over and over, and someone's getting angry and being probed and probed and probed, if I was doing that, I would 100% expect someone to come back to me and be homophobic. If I'm coming at a protected attribute, then someone's going to fucking come back at you. If I sat there on live saying to you, I identify as a black woman, and then saying the N-word and stuff like that, I would 100% expect you to come back and be, not transphobic, because I'm not trans, but homophobic towards me. But in my opinion, where yous are going wrong is saying that it's not transphobic, because it is. The reason she can't have kids is because she is a trans woman. Do you understand? And I don't think you're transphobic. Even though you said that, I think you was completely probed to the point where I could hear you was gonna crack. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's up. You're gonna have different opinions.
Sorry, Georgia. 1 second, Georgia. T, this mama person's making bare background noise.
I'm gonna drop down. Sorry.
That's
go on.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm listening.
How crazy is that? Like, is that mental? So all I'm gonna say now is, right, because they all sat there. No one said that they disagree with her, right? So if you're racist to someone, then you could be homophobic. So like EQ did today, in their logic, because no one disagreed with her, then EQ was allowed to clap back at AJ for what he was being transphobic. Right? Is everyone else agreeing that that's now the logic of the people in this boxes? Not Grumpy, by the way. I'm not saying Grumpy. But the other people in the boxes, Hungry Guy, NJ, Torian, they could have went, nah, I don't agree with that. Right? They cannot go and go mental. I'm not involved. Exactly that, AJ. Right? Anyone can call out EQ. I'm not saying that, right? But they can now not sit in a live and go, did you see what EQ said to AJ? But why? In your principles, you be discriminating against one person, you can discriminate back. That's your responses.
Listening.
Yeah, so listen.
Whereas I will sit here and say that both of them need to be called out. AJ needs to be called out for being transphobic, and EQ needs to be called out for being racist.
And if you think it isn't cool, I'm saying to you, in my opinion, it was. But whether you think different, you know, the reason she can't have kids is because she is trans. And at the same time, she was being racist. So if I go on my live and I start being racist, I 100% expect someone to come back at me and be homophobic. Do you understand?
Mm.
So I'm just saying, it's up to you what you think.
In my humble opinion, I don't agree with what's said. EQ knows what buttons to push. She does, 100%. I'm not denying that, 100%. But you don't, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't activate that button. I don't know how to say that back. But don't, like, sorry, but EQ can stand there and activate a button towards me any day. And I ain't going to be discriminating against her. Yeah, Joni, and I agree. EQ has said questionable things herself. I'm not denying that, but you know, it's, again, you've got to remember, it's not always about the individual it's being said to, it's about the other part of that community, right? EQ said the N-word to Angie. It's not actually saying it to a black person, so it's not actually going to affect Angie. What it does is it affects the other people that are hearing that word being used by a white person. I misunderstood until I saw still bang out of order though. So when Torian was disagreeing with trans people, it would been okay someone to be racist. In their logic, yes, Cara. If you are transphobic, you discriminate against anyone, then they can respond back with discriminating you. Yeah, exactly.
About the situation, but I understand why you said what you said, and you get angry. And like, I get it. I can have a.
Right, there is a bit. Right, there's.
I genuinely will look it up, but I'm saying.
I'm trying to find the bit.
Just give me full powers, you know.
I said it
this
once.
is just a shambles.
Right, so.
He's triggering people.
We're going to get into the bit where this is brought up about, obviously, when Hungry Guy used the R word. And I dropped him. I actually want you guys to hear, I think it's, is it Riley? I think it's Riley. I've never seen Riley before, but I want you to listen what he says later on, because this again, right, again, Torian, NJ, Hungry Guy didn't call this out when he had said this or disagreed with him. So how can they then get angry at EQ using the N-word? So listen up, listen what he says.
Yeah, on purpose, he's literally trolling everyone, innit? And then he was screaming.
And by the way, when I'm saying this, it's Rills. Oh, okay. By the way, when I'm saying this, I don't agree with what EQ said. I don't think EQ should have said the N-word. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to show here that in their logics only fits to their narratives.
Shouting EQ's name. People probably sharing it to her left, right, and centre. She jumps up, you jump up, and then it all explodes.
Is that your husband?
And then while she's up there, he's the one who's been calling for her, but he's there silent, saying nothing. But then he wants to go at Devon as well. The guy's an absolute idiot, man.
All right,
he's a problem, innit? Like, I'm
let Hungry respond to you then, bro.
Okay, so my response to that is, okay,
I'm so sorry, Hungry. NJ, I'm here, but I'm doing the dishes, so I'm putting you lot on mute, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so my thing was, okay, the only thing that I said that they could have been triggered by is me saying the R word by mistake.
It wasn't by mistake. Bro, let him finish, man. Let him finish.
Okay, Grumpy, don't tell me what I'm thinking and what I'm not thinking. Don't tell me what I am and what I'm not.
You said it. How many times? You need to give me full powers,
I said it
this
once.
Is just a shambles.
I literally was saying,
respond, bro.
I'm giving it to you lot, please. If you lot are going to be on my platform, just
You know what? What's mental is that was nothing compared to what happened in my life, but NJ's going, this is ridiculous. That's fucking mental. Like, NJ, you are getting angry about that whole situation when with what happened with Torian and EQ is a lot fucking worse. But yeah, I'm the bad guy for dropping them. Make it make sense.
Respect my stage, I beg you. I don't even do this. Please, let me give you full powers, NJ. I'm giving it to you now.
Thank you.
So what my response to that was, is exactly my issue with this. Okay, when you have people, okay, telling me what I'm saying, what I'm not saying, what I'm thinking, what I'm not thinking, I'm like, look, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. If he wants to use that narrative...
No. It wasn't NJ. That wasn't NJ at all, no.
...that I triggered everyone by saying a slur, okay? I said the R word one time, and literally I was using TikTok-friendly language. I was saying F word, S word, and then literally, because it was saying it so much, it just slipped out of my tongue. One time. Okay, and if anyone tells me that triggered them by me saying it accidentally and stuff like that, then you are the biggest fucking shit. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be like belittled or like
how you was using the concepts of that word.
So
right, so listen this. Now I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the person speaking, because as I said, I don't know him. I've never spoken to him before, so I don't know how much he knows of this situation. I don't know if he watched my live, but it is very interesting what he's going to say.
I was basically saying, the whole point was, I said I was in one live, okay, and that word, the R word, the G, what's it called, F word, and the S word was used. Okay, now I'm not saying like, oh, they were cussing out someone. They were saying, I was just.
We need to. Sorry, hungry guys. Sorry, because you're losing us, man. We need like, I don't know, like if you can't say it outright, like let us know the context of the R word so we can understand.
Well, I can't, because every time I try to use I'm being told that I'm being offensive.
Is it grape? Is that what?
No, it's RETARD.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Do you see what I mean now? Okay. So I literally.
All right.
NJ, I swear, this is the thing. I don't know how to like combat this. Okay, I've tried literally my best, but like it's just anyway. So that word slipped out. RETARD.
But when you say it slipped out, so was you talking about a person or
no? No, I was just I was basically trying to say like, yeah, they were trying to use these words, but I was saying like F word, S word, R word, and then because I was saying R word, all of this like thing, it just slipped out. Okay, and then they were like, oh, "You can't say that," and they dropped me.
Exactly,
and I was like, what like, you can tell that I didn't mean it. Like I didn't,
because I need to understand.
Exactly.
Let me just get this right. So basically, you was trying to explain that a group of people who was using those words, and then you let one of the words slip out whilst explaining that. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, literally, that's it. And then they made it into this big thing. I got dropped. I was saying, no, I will not have this on my platform and stuff like that and all of this. Okay, this is when the fakery pisses me off. Okay, so I was like, okay, this is TikTok. I have to sort of...
Listen to what Hungry Guy does. He totally overplays what had actually happened when I dropped him. My live, I don't agree with slurs being used in my lives. But not just that. Like, see, if you use slurs, it can get you bananaed. So, one, I'm protecting my space for people that are watching the live, but also protecting my account.
Well, yeah, I have to accept the game for what it is. So I was like, okay. So I came back into the box and I was trying to tell them, like, look, it slipped out. But they kept going on and saying, like, I kept using slurs. And now Grumpy is saying, because that happened, okay, I've triggered people. And this is all my fault. Now, is that not gaslighting to his finest? And the reason why I'm pissed off at Grumpy is... Yeah, that's it.
I'll be real, yeah. It's like this, yeah. If NJ, the way that's come across to me, it's like if, for example, imagine I was a white guy.
Now listen to this. Please listen to this. Now everyone saw. Can I just double clarify? Because if not, I can play it quickly. Let me get a poll. Can I just clarify that everyone that's in my chat saw when EQ used the N-word? And again, I'm going to say this. I ain't fucking defending EQ. EQ needs called out because you shouldn't be fucking saying it. Right? But happy face, you seen the EQ using the N-word. Sad face, you didn't see it. You didn't. Maybe I'm better to show it quickly. Joe, actually, I'll play this clip and then I'll play it. That's it. That's exactly it. That's what I think. I think the gentleman speaking, I'm scared in case I pronounce his name wrong, but he doesn't know the full situation. I've never seen him before, so I don't think he's been in my lives. He's asking for clarification of what's happened, but obviously Grumpy's just going to give what his story is to make him look like a fucking good guy, when that's not how it even happened. Right, so I will play the clip after. I'll let you hear. Now again, this isn't about him. It's more the other people in the boxes, right? Because he is 100% entitled to his opinion, right? I'm never going to take that away, right? But here's what he's got to say on the response of what he said.
Yeah. And I'm trying to explain to people, like everybody in here, that, you know, somebody was racist and they...
Did I say grumpy guy? Hungry guy? Did I say grumpy?
Used the N-word, and I went...
I'm so sorry.
So basically what they said was, and then I said the N-word. That's basically what he's done.
You can't say that.
Let me go back.
They were saying, I was just
we
saying...
need right there. We need to... Sorry, hungry guy. Sorry, because you...
Let me go back.
No, I didn't mean it like... I didn't...
Because I need to understand him.
Hold on, let me just get this right. So basically, you was trying to explain that a group of people who was using those words, and then you let one of the words slip out whilst explaining that. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, literally, that's it. And then they made it into this big thing. I got dropped. I was saying, no, I will not have this on my platform and stuff like that and all of this. Okay, this is when the fakery pisses me off. Okay, so I was like, okay, this is TikTok. I have to sort of, I have to accept the game for what it is. So I was like, okay. So I came back into the box and I was trying to tell them, like, look, it slipped out. But they kept going on and saying, like, I kept using slurs. And now Grumpy is saying, because that happened, okay, I've triggered people. And this is all my fault. Now, is that not gaslighting to his finest? And the reason why I'm pissed off at Grumpy is, that's it.
I'll be real, yeah. It's like this, yeah. If NJ, the way that's come across to me, it's like if, for example, imagine I was a white guy, yeah, and I'm trying to explain to people, like everybody in here, that, you know, somebody was racist and they used the N-word, and I went, yeah. So basically, what they said was, and then I said the N-word. That's basically what he's done.
You can't say that. And jump down your throat before you even say the point,
and literally you corrected yourself and you're like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't, and I literally but they just jumped on it. The minute they get something...
It's totally...
Is anyone else hearing that? This is where I get confused, right? Personally myself, I'm going to say it as it is, as a white person. I want to be an anti-racist, right? I want to defend a person of colour when racism happens. But when you say that context is important, right, that anyone can use the N-word, it's about the context. So if you're using it as an aggression, right, then towards a black person or a person of colour, that's different, right? So that's racism. But you've just said there that, and NJ's agreed with it, that you would jump down that person's throat. Again, but that's the scenario with EQ. That's what I'm not getting. Right, this conversation now, to be fair, I think Torian's muted. Torian said she was doing her dishes and all of that, right? So I'm not, no, I'm not saying you said anyone can use it, but you do say it's about context. Listen to what you say.
Yeah, so let me say one thing, because it's sort of just ticked in my head. So then did you use that reference in the reference when EQ was having a conversation with Andrew,
Not a slip of a dad name there, by the way. Did you hear that?
Gia, and the N word slipped out, but she didn't slip.
Can I just say, I'm generally not coming for, is it Riz? I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. I'm generally not coming for you because I don't know you. I'm talking about the other people here. Yeah, I did. So this is honestly, I generally, I've got no problem.
No, she said the actual word.
No. So the way EQ came about is when they kept going at me for saying like, oh, you use these slurs, you're not understanding, you're coming here to troll, and all of this. And I was like, that's a bit like rude to me because I'm not being funny. Have we not been having a conversation? If they think this is a troll, then they really don't know what the fucking meaning of trolling is. So the way EQ came about, I was like, okay, you lot keep coming for me for even accidentally saying a word and like trying to use that to back your argument. Okay, so I made the point. I was like, okay, so can you guys explain to me, okay, if you're saying, okay, a white person can't use the N-word, that's completely a no-no. That's a complete no-no, okay? Explain to me, when EQ said the N-word, why did no one go for her? Okay, and I literally, Devin, okay, I said that, and I said it to all of them, including Devin, okay, and I know Devin knew she said that word, okay, so I was like...
How do you know, though? How do you know? Have you heard him speak about it? Because I've never heard Devin speak about it.
Okay, so if you guys have this like strong stance and having a go at me about it, why are you guys not having a go at EQ? So I would just ask them that question. And then, what's her name? The host, Courtney, said, well, actually, I did try to like make awareness of it. I screen recorded it and I shared it, but then the video got taken down. So how would that basically my problem?
That is not even what I said. Do you know what I mean? This is again, that's gaslighting. I posted a video, it got removed. I then posted asking everyone to go over to my YouTube. Not that many people went over, but that isn't my fault. I'm not saying it's not my problem, but that's not my fault. I've done what I can. I then also sent it to another creator who does FYP, and it was shown on their live. Right? Other creators didn't show it because either they didn't see it, didn't know what happened, or they were probably scared in case their account got thingy down. The person, Luke, who showed it, obviously was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to show it, right? So at the end of the day, I can only do so much. There is now a video, which I'm going to show after this, which I show a couple more clips, that shows what EQ said.
Tried to like make an awareness, but yeah, the video got taken down. And then they basically, what's her name? Baguette came in and said like, oh, okay, well, EQ, no, not Baguette. There was someone in the thing next to me. So like, don't even try and bring EQ into this. EQ has nothing to do with.
No, so you see how that's being twisted. He's making it out that, how dare you mention EQ like we fangirl her, so it's not okay to mention it. But that's not how it happened. People just didn't want the deflection of him coming into a box. Because how people, I know that I stand with, and I know that other people around me stand with, we deal with situations as they happen. It wasn't about EQ. It was about the fact that he said that he went into a box, and he said we went into a box, right? And he said slurs along with two other people. That was the conversation. But he kept bringing up EQ. He kept deflecting it to EQ. So it wasn't like we were like, how dare you mention EQ? It's not like that. It was nothing to do with it. I, at one point, said it's fine, use it as an example if you want to, but he still kept bringing up EQ. That's it. He said it was locker room banter. So see, when you use slurs, guys, it's locker room banter. Exactly. Thank you, Life.
And I was like, well, no, I'm making a very valid argument. Okay, you lot have this fucking, you want to stand on business, you want to stand like on this moral high ground. Okay, explain to me, where were you when EQ said it? And literally cricket. Okay, no one said anything. And then they tried to twist it and to basically say, oh, now you're deflecting onto EQ.
The thing is, you came into a box and threw this, like, right, of a scenario. So all of us became, like, in the conversation, right? Frankie doesn't do lives on racism or any discrimination. He has started doing debates, but that's not his thing to sit there and like bring up stuff that's happening on the app in that way. It might have happened in a passing comment, but it's not his thing. I went into Alex's live and Alex did briefly speak about it. He said he didn't agree with it, but he hadn't seen the video. He'd only heard about it word of mouth. So like, there was people in my live that aren't in that content to speak about it, right? Not everyone sits on an app and does like that side of content. They might come into debates, they might come into conversations, but it doesn't mean their room does that.
And all of this, I was like, no, I'm just asking you a reasonable question. You've got this energy for coming to me. Explain to me why you don't have this energy for EQ when she's literally didn't say anything by accident, didn't literally said the word for what it is, and literally.
Yeah, we just played his live. It was insane. Like, Grumpy's come up and spoke about it. Like, how dare anyone not have a PlayStation? Like, honestly, mental.
Literally, I came on there. Okay, literally explained the word and said, yeah, I'm using it, I don't care, and stuff like that. Literally proved my point. She literally came up there and proved my point. And I think she intentionally did that.
I'm just going to say this, yeah, like, first of all, in regards to the word slipping out your mouth, if I was to go to a police station and say I was called the N-word, a black this, a black that, the police would read my statement out and they would say them words, word for word, right? So saying the word in context has a complete different meaning. Do you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you have to say a word, or you know, like to get it out there to let people know like exactly what's being said. So I get that you haven't done it in that.
So now you've said that because you're saying that, and again, it's not just, I'm not saying this at you because you're not to do with the situation, right? I'm just taking what you've said, which you have every right to obviously say, but I'm basing it around the 3 people, probably not Torian, because I think Torian is just not there. She's away probably most of the live. She said she's doing dishes and stuff. But NJ and Hungry Guy are speaking about how EQ used that word, and that was the whole reason that Torian came up angry, is because of this situation. So I do want to play this for you. I don't know if you're still in the live. So that this is it here, right? So it is a 4-minute video, right? So sorry for everyone that's already seen this, but I feel it needs to be played so you can see what I mean. And I really would be interested to hear your views on this. Right, so just for context, this is Angie. Don't know if you know who Delulu is. I call her Delulu. She called someone like the DYKE, yeah, it's definitely how you spell it, to someone that's not lesbian. So the whole thing is she's saying, well, I can say it because it wasn't aimed at someone who's lesbian. I call her good right. Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm just trying to prove a...
So EQ comes in to prove a point and says, but if I called you the N-word, is that okay? Because I'm still using a word that's not coined by white people. It's now taken by the black community. So should her as a white person be saying that word when Angie's straight, so Angie shouldn't be saying a homophobic slur as a straight person?
That's if you're talking about the law, if you're talking about legally.
And this is what I'm saying, Chelsea. I know she said the word.
Then if you call me the N...
Yeah, sorry, reclaimed.
But no, I wouldn't be considered a slur because you're saying it towards a white woman.
Yeah, because the word dyke is reclaimed as well, like you said, and you can say
like I just said, if you called me the N-word, I have no case. If I went, because if I report that to the police, it's like, well, I'm a white woman. So that's not offensive towards me if you called me the N-word. That's just stupid.
I don't know why EQ's so upset because she labels people
upset. Oh my god, you're the one who sounds like you're gonna cry at the top of a hat. Oh, Angie. Oh god, I wish I was away. Nana, you're so far up there, you can see it.
Okay, so you can kind of you're understanding the context of it. So let me
offend.
Sorry, because it becomes like a Just Nana and fucking EQ arguing.
Gay community at all. My intention was to say to her, "That's not gay." I know she's not a gay woman, so that's not considered a slur towards a gay community. You know,
I wish I was away.
Oh please.
What?
Well, think what you want. Report it then. I advise you. Go.
I don't need to report anything.
Report what you want.
Who's reporting anything?
No, I'm talking to the comments.
Shan, that's facts.
Report it.
Well said, Shan.
Well, you did try to offend somebody saying they fancied you by calling them a dyke, so you knew it was offensive.
I agree.
Because it's Michelle.
EQ non-stop.
Oh, shut up, Nana.
Yeah, I won't shut up.
You boring cow.
I
bet you this chap knows the N-word, so I can call you Angie's a nigger then, can't I?
Oh, well, you've just said it many times.
There we go.
Because it's Michelle.
Do you see that?
Oh, shut up, Nana.
Yeah, I won't shut up.
You boring cow. I bet you this chap can't really stand you. They just go along with it for Angie.
Has been reclaimed by the LGBT anyway.
So I'm going to open my boxes and see what you think. Can you understand in a way what I'm meaning? What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the boxes. Everyone's more than welcome, obviously, to come in. I know she's never phased. She doesn't give a fuck, let's be honest. It doesn't show me who's in the box until they're in the box, so I do apologize. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry.
Who's that? Sorry, it's not showing me who people are. It's just showing me like a...
It's Kimmy.
It's who?
Kimmy.
Kimmy. Okay, hi Kimmy. Sorry, it's only showing me grey boxes.
Hiya.
I'm not seeing who's... I'm gonna go into my actual live and see if I can see it that way.
It's Kimmy and Chelsea.
Hey Chelsea. Wait, I've got one more person.
Hi, Courtney. It's real. Right.
Hiya, I'm good, yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Hi, everybody else.
So, obviously I want to, like, because, again, when I was showing that clip, that wasn't about yourself because you weren't really involved in the whole situation.
Yeah.
But can you understand how, obviously, the fact that this whole situation had actually started by the fact that Hungry Guy had mentioned about EQ saying the N-word.
Yeah.
But obviously what you kind of mentioned to me is, in my eyes, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is very similar to what EQ did. EQ never actually said the N-word towards, she was using it as a way, so it wasn't the context of anger. Now, I don't agree with her, she shouldn't have said it. I'll always stand by that. I'll never agree anyone should say that word. Well, a white person should say that. But do you get what I meant by that, me playing those clips?
Yeah, 100%. When I was trying to say about context, I think it obviously got a little bit misconstrued. What I was trying to say is that in the sense of, like, if you was trying to explain to somebody, you know, I was called this, I was called that, sometimes, like, you know, it can slip out. And sometimes, like, I would look at it as if I was hearing that conversation as a black person, and somebody was trying to say, oh, this is what somebody said, or this, I wouldn't take offense, me personally. I know that obviously there's lots of other people that would say, no, it's still a slur. And I get that, like, any slur that's derogatory to any kind of race or ability is disgusting. Do you get what I'm saying? But in the sense of, when I was on about context, like, I would say if somebody was explaining to me what had happened, and, you know, like, everybody uses, like, code words now on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
If there's somebody actually was just explaining the situation and said to me, oh, this is what I was called, I wouldn't take offense to that. That's what I was basically trying to get at. But knowing what I know now of this Hungry Guy, I know that he's just as bad as Evil Queen, to be honest. And both of them need to be stopped. Both, like, when I seen his live after Torian's live, I was absolutely disgusted with what I seen in the comments and what he was saying. He's just diabolical, really.
And then he is standing, like, he said that EQ's not racist, and I know that you guys were showing clips of times that she's been racist. I know that Tessa came on and stuff like that, showed the clip at New Year and things like that, and he was like, oh, well, I might cancel my sub, and I'm like, but even her saying the N-word was a good time to be cancelling the sub.
Yeah,
like,
he can't claim that he didn't see it. Like, he openly admitted on the live, which he forgot to mention in Torian's, that he sits and watches EQ, that he enjoys watching EQ. Yeah. So you've seen enough. And then the fact that she made a comment in that live while he was in the comments, and he did say big up EQ a few minutes after she had said this. Okay, well, I'm gonna see myself as a black trans woman. It was a good few minutes after that he then put big up EQ in the comments, and this really frustrated me yesterday when I was in Torian's live listening. because I was like, you are backtracking now, mate.
Yeah.
You are backtracking because you know you fucked up.
Yeah, he did a lot of backtracking. He even said that, because I was quizzing him on why he said big up to EQ after he knew that she'd said a racial slur. And he was like, basically, he wasn't bigging up the fact that she said a slur. He was bigging up the fact that she had the chest to be wrong and strong. And then later on in the live, we said, well, why are you like going to unsupport? Because he using his own words, he said he was going to stop following her and supporting her. And he said for the same reasons that because she was wrong and strong, he's going to unsupport her, and was like, wait, you just contradicted yourself. Because you said that's why you were supporting her in the first place, and now you're saying you're going to unfollow her because of that. So then I knew anyway from the start that he was just a wrong un, and he just.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but Angie, are you still in the chat? Because I'm not going to lie, I've obviously watched the clip, and I don't like the narrative that you're spinning. Now, I saw that you were in my live when this was all happening, but the fact that you've spun a narrative, saying that Devin had a chance to speak. He tried to speak, he was speaking, and then was interrupted by Torian, right? Let's be honest, in the nicest way, Torian's voice is louder, and Devin doesn't shout. Devin's quite chilled, right? He doesn't do the shouting stuff. If Torian does that, that's up to her. I'm not dissing her for it, right? But you can't sit there and say that Devin had a chance to speak. No, he didn't. There were so many voices happening at once. Personally, myself, I regret it. I kind of wish that I dropped everyone that wasn't involved, and I had it Torian, Hungry Guy, Devin and EQ. That would have been a lot better scenario, and then hopefully I could have controlled it a little bit better. That's my mistake. Personally, when the moment...
Your live wasn't about that in the first place.
I know.
This is what I mean. This is what I'm saying. Like, I understand, like, people's frustration with that live, but the live wasn't even about that in the first place. The reason it turned to that was because of Hungry Guy.
Exactly. And it's just, the other frustration as well is, I did say to EQ, I said, you should not, it's really not, but the thing is, NJ, you don't like when narratives are being spun about you, and I don't like that either. I feel that in that live, you made it out that I didn't stand against EQ. I said it, literally, the moment somebody told me she was in my room, you're not good for saying the N-word, you shouldn't be using that word. I literally said it to her. I do not defend EQ. I will only defend EQ when someone's being transphobic, but that's not me defending EQ, that's me defending the whole trans community. If someone that is black that might have said something wrong on this app and someone says something racist to them, I'll defend them as well, because it's not defending them, it's defending the community. I don't agree with using discrimination to fight discrimination. I'll never agree with that. And the fact that you also then painted out that I came into your live again about that whole, the live you did surviving EQ, you cannot say that for 20 minutes, because it's on the Observer's live, for 20 minutes you were talking about trans stuff. I don't know this box situation is stressing me out.
Love.
Huh?
I just want to ask if Carla knows she's in the box, because there's a lot of background noise coming from Carla. I don't know if she knows that she's in the box. No, she didn't.
No, okay. But yeah, sorry, how do you pronounce your name, sorry?
Oh, it's Reels. Reels, yeah.
Yeah, Reels, okay. I didn't want to butcher it. I'm honestly terrible at pronouncing it. But no, honestly, thank you, because I like, honestly, as I said, like, you obviously went in there and had your opinion on the whole situation, and you're 100% entitled to. It was just me showing that clip, because I feel like sometimes you need to kind of show all the pictures and angles to make things as much clearer as possible.
No, that's fine. Like I say, I don't agree with any celeb. I'm dead against it. Like I say, even down to, I know Hungry Guy's been saying a lot of, it's not just that live yesterday. I've been now showing a few other things that he said. So I understand the kind of characters, which I knew anyway from the start. When he started talking, I was like, I could tell he was very uneducated, and he was more just like,
he's very easy to read very quickly.
Yeah, and he only stands up for things that affect him.
Yeah.
He doesn't stand for anything that doesn't affect him. He was clearly showing any kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like empathy for anything that anybody else says. But as soon as it affected him, then it was a problem. Do you know what I mean?
100%. So, no, because this is the thing.
That's a point I was going to make.
You go.
He's very He's very much, if it's not done to him directly, he doesn't care about anybody else.
Yeah.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, a slur is a slur, regardless of what community it's put towards. Everybody, I strongly believe everybody on this app just needs to give their head a wobble and realise if you wouldn't go out in the streets and say it, don't say it on an app.
But I made this point earlier, like, to me, he's lived a very sheltered life. Because for him to turn around and say, I'm so glad that I was brought up by white people and all this shit. Like, I'm sorry, but not all white people live a sheltered life and a high life. Like, a lot of white people live on a council estate as well and don't have an awful lot. So this is what I said, like, I do believe, and it's not an excuse, because at the end of the day, he's a full-grown adult. He should know that his behaviour is unacceptable. I do believe he's lived a very sheltered life, and he doesn't understand street life at all. Yeah, like he said that he was so happy that he was brought up by white people, and he wishes that he's going to surround himself with white people now, and he's going to say that on the behalf of the black community that he's not offended by anything racial that's said because he stands with white people.
Yeah.
And not all white people live that life. Like, I grew up on a council estate. Like, I'm very streetwise, and this man is not that at all. He's jumped on an app. He's clearly lived a sheltered life. Mummy and Daddy have clearly kept him safe and kept him happy, which is lovely and fine. But you have no knowledge whatsoever about how to be around different types of people.
I still think, that being said, Chelsea, I still don't think he'd go out on the street and use the words.
No, he wouldn't.
Because he wouldn't be in the job that he's in.
He's a coward.
He works in healthcare. The man works in healthcare, and he's running around saying the slurs that he is. Like, that is crazy to me. You're looking after people that are vulnerable, and you're going around saying these slurs.
Can I just add as well that after I came off that live, I had 2 messages. I'm guessing they were from either Hungry Guys followers or Evil Queens. But one of them was extremely racist. They inboxed me and it was something like, "Hey, N-word, come and meet me in Derby," or something like that. And then another one was just some guy saying, "What's your problem?" And I've screenshotted them, but I don't know who they were, but I'm guessing it's something to do with either one of those 2 I've just mentioned.
I know that Tori and Paige have had the exact same stuff when they went in and spoke about, obviously with Angie, and spoke about other creators being racist. I know that was something that often happened to them, and it's fucking wrong. They got it so bad.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, like, all I want to do is all of us, like, whether you have a different opinion on like being trans or religion, whatever, right? We all just still need to stand together and just fight discrimination, full stop. Like, we need to stop picking and choosing. Like, EQ literally was racist today, and her excuse was, yeah, but AJ, the guy who was, he's black, the guy who was transphobic about her, I could be racist because he was transphobic. Now, Georgia went into Torian's box and said, because EQ was racist, you're entitled to be transphobic. We need to cut that bullshit, because that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because your voices are going to instantly be shut down. People don't want to hear you. Why are we listening to you speaking about one discrimination if you're quite happy to discriminate another person?
And that's the thing, like, other people will then use that as an excuse. Like, I could easily turn around and say, what I think you said was discriminating because I'm white, so I'm going to go ahead and say this. Like, people will just start using it as an excuse to be racist or be discriminative.
Yeah.
And that's not the right way about it, because it will be used as an excuse. We've seen it on this app multiple times. People blame things because they've seen other people do it. It would just become a vicious circle of people.
Yeah, I agree. Like I say, if I would have replied back to any of these messages and said anything about white people, my children have got white in them, so you know what I mean? So it's just disgusting to even lower yourself down to that level. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's with anything, whether you're straight, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's no need.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with it. Sorry.
No, and I honestly, I do appreciate you coming up and speaking and stuff like that, because, as I said, like, me and NJ don't get on. Obviously, I'm not very happy with Torian. I personally won't want to be around Torian because I don't agree with how, you know, her views. She agrees with being discriminating to discriminate kind of thing. So I just don't want to be around that kind of people. But, you know, each their own. Like, you know, I'll always still support her. If someone says anything racist towards her, I will still happily make a video and call that bullshit out, because it's not okay. It needs to fucking stop.
Yeah, like I say, you can only do what like what you feel's right. Do you get what I'm saying? You can't control everybody. I've learned that the more you try and steer people in the right direction, I believe, or like try and make people see your kind of view, you kind of fight a losing battle, which is sad because this is the way the world is now. Like you've got people out there who, like you say, think it's okay to just fight fire with fire, but ultimately sometimes you've got to be the bigger person, and sometimes you've got to just use your head in a situation and be like, well, that's not going to work, and it's going to ultimately have repercussions for me. So
yeah, naturally, it's not an excuse, and I am an empath for what certain people have been through. It's not an excuse. Like, you can have an understanding, and it doesn't mean it's right. Like, and I understand the shit that Torian has got on this app, the things that have been said about her kids. And the shit she has in inboxes, and even being one of them that has said some awful shit about her kids.
Yeah.
I empathise with her to the extent that she has had an awful lot of shit, and I feel for her for that. At the same time, if we're discriminating to discriminate, it just doesn't make us any better people.
No.
And again, and I'll say it again because I don't want to offend Torian, and I do feel I can't imagine how anybody from the black community feels on this. I can't, because I don't have that problem. I don't, I'm not prejudiced to that behaviour. So I will never understand, and I'll also never understand how it feels to have people inboxing or people on a live say something about my child, because it's never happened to me. But I know the love I have for my child. I can't honestly sit here and say that if anyone said anything so vulgar about my child, what would come out of my mouth. Now, I know it wouldn't be anything discriminative because it's not in my vocabulary. But I bet your life I'd threaten to do something terrible.
Yeah.
I
also... Sorry, Chelsea. I also believe that, nobody's perfect as well in this world. People are going to make mistakes and say stuff that they shouldn't have said in the heat of the moment of things, which I get. And me, ultimately, when I look at a person, I look at the overall character of that person, and I'm willing to be, forgiving if I can see that a person's generally not like that and they've done something out of their character. Because like I said, no one's perfect. I've done stupid things when I was younger and said stupid things, and ultimately I've paid the price for them. But it's how you go about going forward. Do you know what I mean? And I know that, like I say, not everybody's got the same kind of mentality as Evil Queen and those type of people. She could probably say sorry for something, but I know she wouldn't mean it because I've seen enough of her.
Never say sorry.
Exactly.
That's something I was going to say off the back of that. I think you can kind of see there's a difference there, because if we're completely honest, when Torian's done something and she's calmed down and she's actually thought about what she's done, the girl's owned her crap and she's stood there and she's gone, do you know what, I was in the wrong. I'm genuinely sorry. And you can see that it comes from a genuine place for Torian. Whereas with the Evil Queen, there's never anything. She doesn't care about what she says, because the way she looks at it is she's untouchable. You can't cancel anybody on TikTok. And she doesn't care. As long as the money's still coming in and she's still getting a lifestyle from it, she doesn't care who she hurts.
And I echo that, because like I say, I've not known Torian the longest, but from what I've seen of Torian, and I've spoken to her plenty of times, she has got a good heart. She does a lot of things for mothers that are struggling with money and things like that. She really is passionate about what she does, and I know that she's just basically she's a 0 to 100 girl. In the heat of the moment, she just loses her head a little bit, but like I say, she comes back and she does own it. She will always stand there and say, you know what, I've said this wrong. I've clearly upset somebody, so I'm sorry. She doesn't shy away from the fact that she's done something wrong. So I rate that.
I will agree and disagree, and I can show the clip after this. But I have got a clip of me and Torian talking, and she pretty much says that she doesn't say I don't care. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I say to her that I think she should be educated on the trans conversation to understand it more, because I don't think she knows a lot about it.
Did you see did you see there was a girl called what was her name? Oh, I can't remember her name, but she basically spoke to Tori and said that she would like to have a convo with her. Yeah, and Torian was open to that. So I do know that Torian does care, I will say that maybe there's probably, I don't know, whatever it is between you two, maybe that's probably why she was like that.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know,
because I don't know like her well enough like that, but I do know her well enough to know that she does care about her image and she does care if she offends people.
I kind of think as well, saying to her yesterday about, you being willing to educate her on a situation and stuff, I think yesterday was still too soon. I think give people a couple of days to calm down, go back to them and say, right, look, this is the situation, do you know what I mean? Because as I said, if she knows she's hurt somebody and she's genuinely upset them, Tori and Will then take a step back and go, well, wait a minute, could I have done this differently? And that's where they differ as people.
Sorry, can I just... Oh, wait, sorry. Can I just respond to Paigey? Right, so Paigey says, like... And do you know what, Paigey? I was fully cheerleading you when you came into that box and spoke on this on, I think it was Michelle's live, right? And you said the fact that people are selective and calling out and all of that kind of stuff, right? But at the same breath, I would be selective if I didn't call out what Torian did was wrong, right? That's me being selective. I'm not picking and choosing. I'm generally like looking at everything in a big picture. I did call out.
I'm not saying you, Courtney. I'm saying the people in the comments that are like, these two are bad people. Majority of you sit there and you slag people off in comments. I don't know why there's an echo, sorry. You slag people off in comments and decide who is a good person or a bad person when you do fuck all to make a difference in real life to the topics you're talking on. That's what makes me fucking sick. And even down to the baguette situation. Yeah, I love baguette, but what I'm sick is that someone don't like what they've been told or what they hear, and all of a fucking sudden an ally shoving that allyship in your face. I don't give a fuck if someone from one community said something about someone else. What you don't do is punish the whole community by going, what, so is that how you like to be treated when it comes to racism? Start swearing about it, going, well, no, you can't talk about racism if you're going to talk about that then. No, you still do not get that right to say to a black woman you can't talk about stuff like this. That is not allyship. I need people to fucking remember that. Really heavily remember allyship. The same way I would never claim to be a trans ally and then turn around to EQ and be like, well, I'm going to say these things because you've said something about me that affects me, so now I'm not an ally anymore. That is not allyship.
Wait, I'm confused. When did Miss Baguette say that?
When they were screaming at each other yesterday. And like, Torian's never once claimed to be a trans ally, for instance, yeah? But Baguette claims to be a big ally in the black community. When you're both screaming at each other, going back and forth, and she's saying, oh, that's not how you're doing racism, and making silly tones and making silly things when you're talking about racism, it doesn't matter. Miss Baguette, the rest of the black community didn't. That's my problem and my point. Allyship means you're an ally to all community. So you don't throw it back in anyone's face, because when you're throwing allyship back in one black person's face, it's still showing it back the same way. The same way as if I was to do that with the trans community, and you don't know what anyone else does in real life, lady. That's my point. So you basing things saying people are bad people is crazy to me. When you just sit in comments, that's all I'm saying. And if you can't handle my opinion, it's crazy that you can throw the opinion of someone's a bad person and drag down their whole character and life being from the comments if you can't handle me saying that back. And that is the difference between selectiveness on the app. I'm sorry, honeys.
Yeah, I think hate speech to hate speech is never going to end well. So you ultimately, like I said, I explained earlier,
It was okay, Baguette. I'm saying allyship.
You've got to
I'm just saying allyship. I never once said, of course I do, Baguette. It doesn't, and I've never once turned around and been transphobic, homophobic, or anything else in spaces, or thrown my allyship back in their faces, or thrown what they do. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I'm not even having a go. I'm giving my opinion. So if you can sit and scream and shout at people, Baguette, but I can't even have an opinion, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Then we're all being gagged.
Yeah.
That's crazy, because as soon as now I've said it, people start coming in and now I'm the bad person. But people can kick, scream and shout about two important topics, but don't think they're going to affect anybody else. But then no one can have an opinion, and then you're going to sit and call it selective. That, to me, that's crazy.
I don't, in all honesty, I don't think, oh my God, I don't think Baguette would have meant it in that way. I think Baguette is coming from the place that I'm coming from. And obviously what happened yesterday was it all kicked off between Baguette and Torian. So no voices were heard, right? It was just screaming and shouting, and maybe random things were obviously heard. And that's what's going to happen. I mean, I don't know if Baguette wants to come in the box, because obviously, you know, she might want to explain it, but I think it just all became a very shouty situation. So then,
but that's what I mean. When you're both of you are wrong, I'm saying, because both you're shouting about a serious topic. So Baguette, if you're upset with Tori and shout, and then the trans community, you know, discussing that the same way she's with racism, you're both sitting there screaming about passionate topics, not thinking about what you're saying, doing he and cars are getting angry when people are watching you. Both of you is what I'm saying. I'm not having a go at Baguette. I like Baguette. Same way I like Torian. But what I'm saying is, that's how you catch strays, when you're both screaming about something like that and not doing it off app or doing it in a calm manner. The same way I've been told 100 times. That's all it is.
Yeah. No, I 100% get that. It's
I'm
just...
bun EQ, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. 100%. What I was saying is I was a little bit upset at the fact that I was listening to that live and it was being painted in Torian's live. Not saying it was Torian, that I wasn't standing against what EQ had said when I was, but no one was getting a chance to speak. Like that situation in Michelle's, that happened in my live, where Torian and EQ were going at each other. Devin was trying so hard to speak, but he was getting slagged off, saying that he wasn't even speaking up when he was trying to speak up. Like, that's where it becomes like a situation that I get frustrated with. Like, if that live never happened and things were being twisted, I probably wouldn't even spoken about it again. But I just hate when things are made to look. And Hungry Guy, honestly, bun Hungry Guy.
Bun him too.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I feel
defo bun him.
I feel that what needs to be done with Evil Queen is that there needs to be a catalogue of these offences that she's done, because let's have it right, they are offences. Like, you are criminally breaking the law when you're using slurs and the way she's saying it. And she can be held liable for them. So I feel that there needs to be a catalogue held, and somebody needs to actually go and raise it with the police. Just say, look, we're sick of dealing with this. TikTok are not taking it properly, and then ultimately the police will probably get in touch with TikTok as well, and probably want to scour through the rest of her account and their lives. And
EQ's really smart. Unless AJ specifically makes a complaint today, the rest of her things that she said have not directly been directed to a specific person.
But if there's slurs, you can still.
She doesn't. She said slurs, but in terms of, like, she's been smart about it.
Yeah, she won't actually say it to a person.
Yeah, it's either direct to a person or direct to a said community. When she's saying in conversations, I could say this if someone said that, she can get away with it legally. There's been loads of online reports. Literally, like Yaya said, there's been so many people. But unless Alex now, because she said, well, Alex is and then he can definitely get something done about it, but he's not going to use TikTok. That's why she gets away with it. She's selective who she calls certain things outright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But either way, even if she said it, Alex don't want to press charges, it's still an offence. It's still said in the public domain. So she can still get done for those slurs. You know what I'm saying? So
can't other people report that?
What did Alex say? What did Alex say, Paigey? Because I know he was transphobic.
I don't want to, because this is not the station media. I've got to be very careful. But he said something like, "You're acting like a man."
Right.
And the thing is, this is what winds me up with EQ. It's like, people want to say, like, there's not such a thing, like the race card, right? The selectiveness in that, do you know how many times people have said, even say the same things to me, or Paige, you're acting a man, you're acting aggressive like a man, rah, rah, rah. She's now used it and turns around and jumps on it. And this is my problem. I don't get why everyone's riding for transphobia to someone who's transphobic themselves. This is what baffles me. Because EQ forever is dead naming people on this app. In the TikTok shop. EQ said to Miss Fair, you've got a DICK, go and chop it off, but you can't afford to. EQ's gone turn around to Mama Kaz, called her her old name, and then was like, because you've not got this, because you've not got that. So what I don't get yesterday, like I said, about the allyship with Baggy and everyone else share, is what is it? It's selective because you're riding for someone who perpetuates the same behaviour. It's like riding for Black Pope with racism when he's continuously been racist to his own kind and to YT people. It's like us riding for them. Do you see the craziness in that?
I do get what you're saying, but that's not what we're doing, right? So, for instance, I'm going to use Alphaba, right? Because I think, let's take away EQ, right? I don't like Alphaba. I don't agree with a lot of stuff that Alphaba's done, but I don't agree when people are transphobic towards her. So I'm going to call out the fact that it probably, and it might not affect her, but it affects other people that are
but no one show me the percentage yesterday of people that are actually trans or not. I'm not talking about people that have trans in their family, because that's like everyone's saying that every little thing then is affected when it comes to every single thing. That's crazy. No one's actually affected. No one turns off their phone, even when it comes to certain things to do with racism on here, that people act depressed about. They don't turn off their phones and go do something in real life. They don't go and sign petitions. They don't go and have serious conversations with family members. They don't go out and join protests, is my point. They're affected online, that's fine. I would like to know the percentage of trans people in that live that was ran by EQ when she's pushing the agenda of trans hate baiting in the first place. Because my thing is, do you know how many trans people on this app that have no voice, right? And they are getting hounded. I've scrolled past and seen loads of people hounded in their lives by horrible little trolls, but because they've not come out, because no one knows about them or EQ's not putting them forward, no one cares to back them and stuff like that. I get what you're saying, it don't just affect them, but the people that were affected over EQ are EQ's fans, is my point. I would love for people to actually go on the app and see the real trans community, which aren't big and code, and don't use it as a form of manipulation like EQ does. And then I feel like you wouldn't get so much rebuttal when you're fighting this cause, because it is a cause that needs to be fought. Of course, trans lives matter, but when you're doing it off the back of someone who's using it as bait, then it's going to be that it's falling on hard ears for a lot of people. Do you understand? I get it. I'm not saying I get that, but it's going to fall on hard ears because she's offended so many mass communities. It gets to the point where those people in those communities are going to say, I don't give a fucking shit, Courtney. It's not right, and it's not okay, but that is the grown matter of fact of it.
Okay, so can I then take this to something else? Because obviously I want to ask you the question. Being white, I want to ask you the question. So obviously I don't agree with EQ using the N-word, but she never called that to a black person. She said it to Angie. So isn't that the same? Because she's not actually affecting someone. She's not calling a black person the N-word.
No, the difference is the N-word though, so when it's not a competition, no, but you have to also measure the impact, right? Mm-hmm. Hence how you sentencing, for instance, when you go to court, there's a sentencing guideline, depending on what the sentence was and what the crime was and the level of crime that you did it on. The N-word has connotations that are hundreds of years old that led to the unaliving. It's a genocide. I love TikTok shop, but that's what the N-word means. You're describing a genocide. I don't see the same way people call in the H word. No one says it so easily. No one talks about that genocide so casually or blasé in terms of certain words to cuss them, right? And she's doing it in that sense without having she's not part of that community in general. So that's going to affect a mass crowd of people. And the reason it's more effective than having someone say something about trans court is because this pisses me off a lot. Intersectionality. Do you not think there are black trans people?
Yeah, I keep saying this, Paige. Do you remember when I was saying this before?
Yeah, so of course saying the N-word is going to affect more mass people than it is saying something trans, because saying the N-word could affect a black trans person included within that group. And that's being black is a protective characteristic, right? It's who you are. Being trans is not a choice, no, but in terms of protective characteristics, you can have intersectionality. You can't say one thing is bigger than the other when it intersects within both. That doesn't make sense.
Can I also add to that though as well? Like, I'm not gonna lie, but I've always been taught growing up just to not say that word. Yeah. Like in general. So I will never understand someone using it to prove a point anyway, because I've always been taught as a white girl and then a white adult not to say that word.
Yeah.
So can I, what was I waiting to say there? Oh my God, my brain. There was something. Yeah, so Paige, I agree with you. And that's something that I brought up when NJ had that live, and it was Surviving EQ, which I agree with. Cold lives about EQ, it needs to be fucking happening more. But my issue was the fact that for 20 minutes, it turned into the bathroom debate, the clothes and stuff like that, and it is on the Observer's YouTube. You can go and watch it. I'm not lying. 20 minutes of it. So I joined the box, and obviously blah blah blah. He said, you're fighting for the trans, so you should be calling out people, blah blah blah. But the thing is, that is it. Black trans women suffer so much, and I can't talk for the UK, but in America, the unaliving rate towards black trans women is mental. They are the highest percentage of people that are unalived.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I'm sick. Allies, stop intersecting it and intercrossing it and making it's not a competition. Stop talking about, if you don't care about trans people, you don't care about racism, because that's taking the piss out of every intersectional person, like black trans people. That's my whole point, Courtney. Mm-hmm. Stop comparing it. Stop saying to black people, just because they've got a disagreement in a lifestyle or the way someone is, and they're disagreeing with how you do it, whether you believe it to be transphobic or not. I'm saying it's a disagreement and you're not agreeing. Don't bring race into it. It's nothing to fucking do with it, because then you would not have the same chat to, like I said, a black trans person. So you're saying that they don't care, it's not a thing. Just because someone is black and they don't understand something, or they're not in the same mindset as something else, race is not, they shouldn't be brought into it. Because guess what? It sounds really harsh, but it's consistently Caucasian people that are bringing race into shit. And then we get told, you bring race into everything, Not one black person brought race into it yesterday.
But actually, no way it was. It was Hungry Guy. It was Hungry Guy.
No, he's not included. He is not a person of colour in my book. He gets cancelled. We've thrown him out. We do not accept him, Courtney. I don't even know what he is, where he's come from. I don't even know. He's a plant.
Can I just say, I know he
is just
said
a troll.
yesterday he wants to be around white people. As a white person, I do not accept you either.
Yeah, exactly. That was mental. Devon's got a question. On you go, Devon.
It was in regards to today. EQ actually tagged me and a couple of people in the video. Have you got it?
No.
Can I tag you in it?
Yeah, tag me. I've got like 60 stuff come up. Sorry.
Because I watched it and she's basically tagging people in it saying that she was transphobically attacked first. He says to her, "You've still got the mind of a man."
Okay.
Like, I don't know if I'm being ignorant or what the equivalent would be.
But the thing is, like, it would still be transphobic. Again, this is where this thing is.
Right.
Like, people can
say you still.
Yeah.
It's that word there. Like, you still have a mind of a man.
Yeah.
If he had said, you've got the mind of a bloke, it would be different. But it's because he said, you still.
Have you heard it?
Yeah, I've heard it. And even I thought, if he hadn't said the still bit, then I wouldn't have sat there and thought, okay, that's transphobic. But because he said, you still have the mind of a man, then I'm like, hang on. Do you know what? It's like context with everything, isn't it?
Yeah, and the thing is, what it is for me is, see, and I'm gonna say this. I'm not bringing it back to race, but we need to stop doing this. Everything's transphobic, right? People's emotions are real. I know what EQ's like, but we can't sit on a nap. If anyone says, like, if I'm not gonna use race, right? I'm gonna use if someone's gay, right? If someone's gay and you don't like them, they could say the nastiest shit. If they still feel that someone has said something homophobic and they express that something homophobic was said, if we're straight, we need to just take it the fact that it's affected them because we don't get it.
Courtney, I'm going to tag you.
Yeah.
Can I be real though? Does she care? No. Has she tagged everyone in it just because she wants to make a segment about herself? Yes.
Wow.
But that's EQ, not the whole community.
Look where she did it. She went into Mad Hatter's live. Mental the fact that I'm going to actually play this quickly. Because this is actually what she said about, now Torian, if you've got any videos of what she said about your mom and your children, tag me in it because I want to post it. But I've got Top Girl is actually came with the evidence that she did speak on Gavin, and what she said was fucking wild. Right, I'm going to quickly play it. Everyone mute if you can, just in case it echoes. Oh, I forgot it's muted. Sorry, Barry.
What's the worst it can do? Oh, we're gonna mass report his accountant.
And honestly, this top girl who goes round enabling all this type of stuff and acting innocent, you know.
Trigger warning.
You know what I mean? You want to watch your child doesn't, suffocate in the cot. What is it? Cot death or something? While you're busying yourself in these.
Sorry.
Oh, is it really quiet? Let me turn it up. Turn it up.
I haven't heard this, sorry.
What's the worst it can do? Oh, we're gonna mass report his accountant.
And honestly, this top girl who goes round enabling all this type of stuff and acting innocent, you know what I mean? You want to watch your child doesn't, suffocate in the cot. What is it? Cot death or something? While you're busying yourself in these.
Sorry, I haven't heard this, sorry.
Boxes, you know what I mean? Maybe pay more attention to your newborn.
Rewind it. And
less attention.
Miss Red just come in, so I just want everyone
Who
to
goes round.
Play again.
You did say this is going to be a 3-day live.
What's the worst it can do? Oh, we're gonna mass report his accountant.
And honestly, this top girl who goes round enabling all this type of stuff and acting innocent, you know what I mean? You want to watch your child doesn't, suffocate in the cot. What is it? Cot death or something? While you're busying yourself in these boxes, you know what I mean? Maybe pay more attention to your newborn baby and less attention to these stupid boxes, You're just bored at this point.
There you go.
Can people just stop mentioning children?
So this is, do you know that she's been sitting, this is why I brought this up, because she's been sitting in Mad Hatter's live all fucking morning defending her, what she's doing. even though she's potentially putting children at risk by the fact she's getting drunk every fucking day, like all day, all night, right? And she's sitting there saying this about Top Girl.
It's crazy.
Like, she is a vile human being. Like, the fact that's even entered her brain.
I just think it's disgusting. Like, I just don't think the touring situation pisses me off because everyone was keying with her, and what you shouldn't do in this life is accept someone's apology, then you shove it back in their face. That gives me massive PTSD and triggers from like every narcissistic relationship I've ever been in, where I've been made to say sorry and I've said something or done something horrible when I've been pushed to a corner, and then my apology's been accepted, it's all been good, and then it's been turned back on me when they felt like it's needed to. That's horrible to me. That triggered me massively as territorium. And with EQ, I don't get why everyone's so sticking up for defending her. I get you're saying about the trans community, but you're still basing it off her and giving her the clout. Like, she's now got her whole fucking next days of, what do you call it? FYP pages though, because you're all doing this, everyone's doing this. Like, she's wished on kids. Are you forgetting on New Year's Eve? Like, did everyone see that as well? Because the guy wasn't serving it, or because it's black? And her and Terry are giggling and laughing.
Let me go and play that as well.
That's why the point
Can I just ask
made about you've got to look at people's characters behind it. Do you know what I mean? Evil Queen is just a nasty, narcissistic person who has no regard for anyone. Whereas if you look at Torian actually has a heart. S-Girl is out here doing good.
Can I just ask? I don't follow Evil Queen, and I would never. I don't even try and find any of her stuff because I just know that she's a wrong.
Let's imagine ourselves here.
Sorry.
So, do any of her followers that are trans or part of the LGBTQT community actually are they outraged at the stuff that she says? Like, are people like not following her and?
Personally, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm really lucky because I grew up with a lovely person who transitioned to a woman, and the way she lives her life is a good example of what you would want your children to see if they wanted to transition. However, if you're not somebody that's come across that in your life and your example is Evil Queen, it's not a good example of the trans community because she mocks it herself. Okay. So personally, like, I don't think she looks out for her own community anyway, and I don't think she cares about it.
Yeah, she just sounds like a complete wrong-un to me.
I think the thing about TikTok is this, Paige said it as she started a sentence. Do people not remember? And I think the fact is, people always forget how things start. People forget a lot of the stuff that happens because fuckery happens and people move on. So instead of just bringing one video, right, to prove your point, you need to go back, get all the videos again, and show everyone what she is.
Yeah,
that's what you have to keep doing. You can't do it one at a time because people go, oh yeah, that's bad, whatever. You need to go back. Rather than going, oh, it's on the Observer's page, go for yourself, get your receipts.
Yeah.
And when they come and they say, when have I been racist? Or when have I done this? Or when have I done that? Because they're preying on people forgetting, slap it in the fucking faces and say, you did this, you did this, you did this, you did this, you did this. And this is why I feel like this.
Yeah.
I just don't think that people get the kiki and he and EQ's comments, but then say to Torian about the comment when they were talking about her mum and her like mum and dad. I'm not gonna lie, and this is me saying it straight. You that would fucking, if one of you, anyone on this app said something about my parents that were no longer here, they rip down. I will cuss out every single blood clot family member in your life. You're down to your ancestors themselves. My mouth would run disgusting if you spoke on my kids and my parents that were no longer here. I promise you.
Yeah.
Disgusting. I would make you all cry. Do you understand? And that was what happened to T in a darker space. So why the fuck is that we not forgetting about it? Even our own friends, like bagging everyone that was all cool. but everyone can kiki in EQ's comments and laugh when she spoke about Sid. I'm baffled. I'm not saying either or is right. I'm saying it's giving selection. It's giving white privilege. Yet again, it's giving what because she's blonde and white. That's her character. We forget about it, but we're going to rip Torian down until she no longer wants to be here no more. When she's fighting the loss of two people that are literally grew her. And this cunt EQ is a prick for no blood clot reason. Just because she wakes up and feels to be. If I lost my parents, I'd be the nastiest little cunt you'd ever see in...
But that's what I'm saying.
Nasty. I'd be evil to all of you, I'm saying. Even my friends. Every single one of you here, for no reason, I'd be a cunt to because I felt like it, because I'm hurting. But we don't let it go with the EQ, the G, whatever her fucking stinky name is. Gypsy Queen, whatever her name is. When she also went around talking about she wanted to fight my children, by the way. But everything gets forgotten because Torian said one thing. I don't get it. And that is what you call selectionless. If I see any of you in the comments, any in this box, in EQ's live, talking about her, FYP, doing a laughing face, all the lives I will run. Oh, God, the lives I will run, because it doesn't make sense to me.
So, can I just pinpoint what somebody said in the comments as well, that it's not an act? Cockapoo said it. You're right, it's not an act. She even says it herself. It's not been an act for like a year. Since TikTok changed her community guidelines, she wanted to become like a TikTok creator, and she couldn't get away with doing the stuff that she's doing. Unfortunately, she's still fucking doing it, but it's not as like a thing. It's actually her doing it. Sorry, 2 seconds. I'm getting a message.
Can I just interject there, Courtney?
Yeah?
I don't believe that it was ever an act with her. For someone to spit so much venom and so much poison, it has to be installed in them. You can't just wake up and think, oh, I'm going to switch this nasty person on, because that's not how people work. Mm-hmm. She's got it in her.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? The app sets the standard, right? So here's the thing, Paige, when you're saying, like, do people forget? Everyone forgets on this app, because something will happen and people will be angry about it for a while, and then they'll carry on like it's not normal, right? That's the standard that's set on the app. And then when something fucked up happens, everyone wants to hold the standard again and be like, well, you shouldn't be sitting in that room. But for the past, me just watching this app, no one stands on that.
Yeah. Thing is, though, this is right.
Like,
so, oh, sorry, Devin. Sorry, I was interrupting you there.
No. I'm just thinking.
No, so, oh, no worries. Thank you so much for coming up, Reels. I appreciate it. The thing I have to say though is I know that people are you have to remember though, this is why you try your best, how frustrating it can be to be the better person. And I know people are saying, but fuck being the better person, if someone affects you that bad, blah, blah, blah. But every time you go and say, but look what you said about Torian's children, you know what EQ's going to come out with, don't you? You know it straight away. What's she going to come out and say? Well, look what you said to Gypsy Queens. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is why you've got to try and keep your behavior chilled, because every time you come that doesn't, I'm not defending anything, but you've got to, this is why you've got to try and keep your mind down, like, and so that you can't get yourself in a situation where they have something to say back, because this is what this app does.
It's easier to say, Courtney, when they're not when your main characteristic is the person's not being attacked though.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to say when your dead parents aren't being attacked. Like, I'll put it bluntly and straight. Like, I'm sorry to hear if anyone needed lost their parents, trigger warning, but that's so easy to say when your heart's not being ripped out and stomped on, and then you're getting called a black BITCH on top of it.
Yeah.
I get it, I agree. I think a lot of people on here, and one thing as well, people don't realise that T's come from the dark side of trolling as well. Like, she could really run like places that you can never come in, because I promise you everyone would cry if you're talking about protective characteristics and all this stuff. Like, where people troll, it doesn't mean that you're offending the whole person, but you're trolling at one person, but you can say the most. Like, it's giving American, like, your mama type jokes, yeah, but deep and dark. That's the side that we come from, first and foremost. We toned it down, like you said, very much toned it down. But I think it's even me, like, look how I sat for hours, Courtney, you saw me on my platform talking to racists, letting people like Roseanne and everyone come up and racially abuse and go on and on and on. And I was a good person. I wasn't shouting. I tried to be that, and I tried to be the better person. It's ruined my mental health very poorly. And that is one part of it, because of what I was going through in real life. That did not help. That's why I've come off the app for so long. I think people are just sick of choosing to be a better person sometimes. And it's like an outburst and a release. I'm not saying it's right, but we are still humans.
Yeah.
Like, even look at, but I've never seen Baguette swear or talk to anyone like that. I was very shocked yesterday. But are they just not having an argument? Am I going to, they're still human. Not for me, do you know what I mean? Not for me to say or judge, but that's it. You're doing that to other people at the same time.
Yeah.
Just like what Torian said, I'm saying, and what EQ said it a long time ago, and everyone knows about it, and people have still gone into our lives when it's mad for them, when it's clout against, if EQ's talking about Angie, people go in the box, or if EQ's talking about something else in the FYP, they'll still go in there. And everyone was calm with Torian until, like Devon said, it's a problem. So my thing is, you can't, that's selectiveness to me, because that's showing that you're just kind of following fashion and following trends. If you're really offended, Courtney, you're offended the whole time. You can't smile on someone's face and sit in boxes with them if what they've said or what she said to Gypsy Queen was that bad and it offended you that heavily. You wouldn't be in that, no one would be in the spaces with her, and people have been. So that, for me, shows a lot of, like, crossover selectiveness as well. Because you can't sit there and say, cool, like people are doing with EQ. That's why I will not sit there. If I see anyone on Angie's box, I don't sit there and be like, how dare you go in there?
Yeah.
Or how dare you go in EQ? Do what you want to do. But what I am going to do is point out hypocrisy when you're bringing it out of the people. That's what upsets me. EQ's said that one thing about kids, but multiple things about kids. And people still go in there.
She's gone not just for, like, kids, she's gone for children with disabilities. She's gone for, it's not even just the fact that she's gone for Torian's deceased parents. She's gone for Torian's children. She's had her whole community messaging Torian the vilest of things about her children. If someone was to jump into my DMs today and say the things that they've said to Torian about her children, best believe I would be going mental. I'd be rocking up at doors.
And this is what I said earlier, like before everyone was here, like, I don't agree with things that were said yesterday, but I can't be offended. One, because I'm not a black person, and two, because I'm not trans. I don't agree with it, but I'm not offended by it. But at the same time, if anyone said anything about my child, or anyone had said anything to the likes of what they've said to you, Paigey, or they've said to Torian, I can't say how I would react. My daughter is my crux. You say something about my daughter, I can't be sure about what I would say. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily think I would be discriminative, because that's not in my vocabulary on a day-to-day basis anyway. However, I've never experienced it, so I don't know.
So personally myself, I have actually been, a trans woman that I was friends with and stupidly allowed on my Facebook, because my Facebook was private, she took a picture of my son and edited it to look like a trans child, because I had made a comment that I don't agree with certain things when it comes to trans children. I'm not going to get into it, but I didn't believe, because at that point, it's not because I don't agree with it, it's just I don't have the education enough to speak on it. So I just said, like, I don't agree with children having certain medications because I don't know about it. That's what I said. So their revenge to me was to take that picture of my son with his school uniform on, so his logo, and pass it around WhatsApp groups. I still never went to that level. Never went to that level. I called the police. I had to phone the school. It was fucking mortified. Oh, by the way, someone that I'm friends with on TikTok has got pictures of my son, and I'm scared for his welfare in the school and all of that. Probably nothing would ever happen. But and this is, I'm not saying I'm a better person, but I just chose, like Miss Baguette, well, because she was on the phone to me when this all, and I found out about it, I was crying my eyes out. I broke down, because as a parent, you always want to protect your child, and the fact that I allowed them to come into a space and take a picture of my son, like, honestly, I crumbled, but I still never went to that point.
But that's on one occasion, Courtney. You've got to think, Paigey and Torian have had this for a good 12 months. Mm-hmm. It's been consistent and consistent and consistent, and there's only so much you can goad someone before they're going to backfire. And anger sometimes does take over. I'm not saying it's okay, and I'm not saying,
I'm being real. Like, I don't know if Baguette's here, but like, this person picked on me. They made fake accounts, doxing my workplace, bringing up my son's name into lives. Like, they went ham. Like, every live I went into, they were there, like, saying stuff, like, fully, and I still never went there. Like, that to a point that I ended up, that's why I ended up becoming Harley. and
I think this is the thing, like we're all different people. We all react in different ways. Like some people react differently to others. Like for God's sake, I had anger management when I was younger. So for all I know, if anyone said anything about my kids, I could go back to that space easily because I've been there before. But I could never say that because I don't know. But that just shows like we are all different people. Everyone reacts so differently. But Cecilia, if someone says something about my kids, you best believe I'll find you.
I was going to say we've all travelled different roads. Am I echoing?
It's just us. We all are cockapoo. I don't know why.
Yeah, sorry. It's
we've
my
all travelled different roads. We come with different backgrounds. We respond differently. And just because, Courtney, you were big enough to be able to deal with things the way you did, doesn't mean everyone's the same. Unfortunately, I would imagine that took a massive mental strain on you not to respond in a particular way. I couldn't have done that. If that was me, I'd have done it differently. I'm not going to speak on here about what I would do differently because I've still got scores to settle.
Yeah. And I 100%, and this is why, you know, with certain things, like people are going to react in their own ways and things like that, but what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you are a bad person if you say that and do this, but what I'm saying is, expect that these people are always going to use that back at you.
But I think as well, it's on a public platform, which is difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
Certain people will press buttons when they know they're in the wrong. They will find your hotspot, your trigger, and they will press that button. And unfortunately, we get to know each other on TikTok, and we know what triggers. The more information you provide, then the more people use that against you, as you found, Courtney.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to drop down, but I just wanted to come up and just make a point, Mark, quick, that Torian's not a bad person. You've got to look at everything else she's done. The girl, when she realises what she's done, and if she deems it as wrong, she will sincerely apologise. And yeah, people have to look at the good in people and not just the negative. She's not a bad person. She's out here doing good. She's feeding homeless. She's helping people with school uniforms. She's there if you need to speak, and I think people need to remember that as well and just give the girl a break.
Right. I've only seen a couple of people actually sit down and say something on here, big chunky of one of them, like, can we have a conversation? Like, I would like to make you actually understand off that, a conversation, because what a lot of people are not realising, there's a lot of things when it comes to certain people, and talking about racism, like I say, to bring about them again, but we had to give allowances for how people were brought up, or maybe they had this, or maybe they had that word, or maybe this, and cultural differences. It's never brought up to anyone else. Torian is a black Muslim girl. Do you really think there's a heavy trans community where she's grown up? Like, really think about it. Not one single person has actually said, maybe it's not right what you're saying, but the same we've given leniency to fucking how many racists on this app that have said mad things and affected us, but because they're human, love you, Luke, and they may not have grown up or seen certain things, it's more ignorance over being a bad person.
Yeah.
No one's actually said, like, let's actually sit down. I'm not a trans person. I'm not heavily in the trans community. Yeah, I've got one trans cousin, but that does not make me qualified to have a conversation with her. So the people that were screaming so much, I'm not seeing anyone actually say to her, let's talk about it. Like I said, she's a black... No, that's what I'm saying. There's only a few of you, and it still needs to happen, but she's a black Muslim girl. I just don't know why everyone thinks that the trans community is such a big thing or a big topic that she's learned growing up.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying... Here's the thing, thank you for saying that, Paige. And I think that, like... Do you know what's hard? Is people have to be able to, like, also feel like they can call her out. Because I think because she's such a strong personality and because she's got such a strong network of friends and that, it feels like sometimes people shy away from calling T out.